Hi, folks. Welcome to Irongeek cast number 89. Yiff, like you mean it. I'm going to try to get our host on. We were having some technical difficulties. So I got to go ahead and re-invite some people. Sorry for the inconvenience. You have to deal with boring on me. And we'll throw this into this other chat. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. Next cons I'm going to be at is a B-Sides Raleigh, which I think they've renamed B-Sides RDU, maybe was, and should be at HackerCon. And not sure what all else is coming up. Got some life changes going down, so we'll see how things go with all that. Also, I got to put out the new link. Hold on a second. Let me see. Got some life changes going down, so we'll see how
stream is working. So let me.
We are live.
Yeah, that's how it worked.
Yeah,
I don't know why it failed before, man. But it gave me no start stream button or stop.
yeah. I think it was jacked up on the YouTube side.
Maybe so.
Because like over on YouTube, it said something about this stream has ended or this stream is invalid or something like that.
Well, yeah, it died at one point because I killed it because I deleted it. But that probably is me. But yeah, I'm trying to figure the shit out. Anyway, I did the announcement of what the name of the title is, so we can continue.
Oh, you gave the announcement as to why it's Yiff like you mean it?
I didn't say that. That comes from a weird group of the week. But
oh, okay.
If you're gonna Yiff, you should Yiff like you mean it.
I totally agree. And good afternoon to good evening, Jason Stone over in YouTube land. Everybody still here?
Or not everybody. I'm giving people.
Oh, okay.
I think we're waiting for them to filter in.
It got very quiet.
Yeah, because I killed the stream and then yeah, not the most professional way to start it. But then again, when has this cast ever been all that professional? Though it has been better over the last like 6 months than it was the first year.
Hey, who's that? Gindo.
It's
good evening.
Me.
Good evening, Gindo.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait, did I put up the wrong link out there?
No, it's the right link. I told all them to drop off the other one and come over here.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up, Gindo? Where'd you get the link from?
From the group.
Oh, you're in the group?
Yes. It's Carnage.
Okay.
It's in the chat group? Twitter group?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, SJW group. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Now I get it. Welcome.
I got you. Oh, we're going to have some SJW discussions tonight. Did you see that link, Nazi Maker? That video?
I haven't watched it all yet, but I was working on that. I just haven't got a chance to watch it all.
It's hilarious.
Actually, I lost it because I closed my browser. Would you go ahead and send that link again?
Yeah, we'll do.
Hey, everybody! Yeah!
Hello, Charles.
Yeah, Charles
Charles
definitely does not know how to make an entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, Charles, by the way,
crew.
you've determined that Nazis have appropriated the shaved head thing. So you don't want people to confuse you with a white supremacist. So you can't have a shaved head anymore. You have to grow it out. Otherwise, people might think you're a Nazi.
Ooh, I see.
You wouldn't want them to think you're a Nazi, would you?
All right, I pasted that link in Twitter. I'm having audio issues again, so I'm on my phone.
So,
yeah.
How you doing, Charles? You look like you were roaming around someplace that wasn't your office.
While he's thinking about that, Ajiday over on YouTube, dude, I totally missed like catching you at Derby, and I wanted some stickers. So if you come to Wild West Hacking Fest, look me up. I want a couple stickers.
Who?
Oh, now you get to go to all the conferences, don't you?
Not all, just the good ones.
A lot more, you bastard.
Who are you asking for stickers again?
Over on YouTube, Agide.
Okay. Yeah, he makes some really cool stickers.
Yeah.
He's the one that makes my cock naked stickers that I hand out sometimes.
I got some
man,
shit for the hack naked
naked.
sticker.
Oh, Derby was your last for the year. Oh well, we'll meet up sometime.
Hey, I got some shit for the hack naked sticker at work. Fun stuff.
Did you get like the big, huge bumper sticker one and throw on a laptop?
No, I just had the little one, and it was just laying on my desk. I like cleaned out the DerbyCon bag, and I was going to give some of the stickers to my team.
Yeah.
And someone came by and saw that sticker and was like, "That's a little inappropriate, huh?"
Which sticker was it?
It's the Security Weekly's Hack Naked.
Was it
sticker.
the one with like the 2 women on it, or one with like the guy and the girl on it?
I think it's just one woman on this little square sticker. It was just
it's one of the small ones. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the small ones. And I had heard that there was some issues around it, but I didn't think someone would be that nobody'd be offended by it.
Oh, they've been crying about that one for the last year.
Oh, yeah, there was this one lady. It was a different.
Never ever underestimate the ability of people to be offended.
There was this lady.
So here's the thing.
Wait, there was this lady that went over a conference. We got all upset about it, and then this one, let's call him a mangina, got in her tweets and said, "Name and shame. Let us know who it is so we can boycott them or whatever." Dumbass. She did say who they were in her original tweet, so she misspelled the name or something. And what are you going to boycott? It's a free fucking podcast, you moron.
Yeah, so I've not run into people in the world, right? I've never seen an SJW in my real life. I know at the conference that was a big deal, but this was in my office at work, and some guy came in and said that's a little inappropriate. What the fuck?
Testosterone treatments.
Well, you just say, "I'm sorry, I was going for like severely inappropriate. I didn't realize I had undershot. I'll do better next time."
Yeah, I've only been there 3 days though, so I probably would have laid him a little bit, made fun of him, but not yet.
Yo, boss, listen, you can't fuck a chicken without breaking a few eggs. I'm sorry.
Next time, just write boobies on it, and you'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have to tell them. You know what was really inappropriate? Your mother last night. That woman is a beast in the sack.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Trebek.
Fuck you, Trebek.
Okay, let's get on. Did Charles get a? Oh, was Charles?
Charles
He just
dropped.
Chatting in Hangouts.
Please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
We need the InfoSec Pollyanna.
Oh, boss, say it!
Yeah, I feel like we're doing a live demo right now, where things always go right.
Hey guys, I got news. I like cats.
You like
Wait,
what?
what did you?
Cat.
At?
Meow.
Meow.
Oh, cat. You have a cat.
I wish I had a cat.
They're
Get
so
some
expensive.
pictures up there. I mean,
I think you need to show us all that fat pussy.
Oh, yes. Yes.
DerbyCon this year was pretty awesome. I got to meet. I met individually, but we had more cast members on there at DerbyCon than I think I've ever seen in one place at one time.
Yeah, we had 6, 7 people.
There was
6 or
myself.
7 of us.
There was, of course, you, Israel, Charles, and Jack were around. Live Beef was around. Caprico was around.
Mary.
Mary was there.
Evie.
Evie was there.
You.
I always counted me.
Ricky.
Ricky was there.
Oh, damn, we had like 9 people.
I wasn't there. I was not there.
I
Yeah.
could not afford a plane ticket.
Oh, I thought the guy talking was Sticks.
I don't
with the
fly.
Darth Vader costume on.
No, that's
Sounds
me.
like him.
That's a Hello Kitty Darth
gonna
Vader
say.
costume.
You sound just like him.
I'll try to find something more appropriate.
Okay, faggot.
Oh. Hello, Salvador.
Oh, we're getting banned tonight.
Old shit. All right, guys. I guess we can go ahead and step into the show notes.
Well, how was everyone's week?
No, good. DerbyCon. Shit.
Well, heck
A
yeah.
lot of shit to do, but
It was good.
I got DerbyCon recap in the show notes, so we'll wait for that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did have DerbyCon recap in the show notes. I think, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, I saw
Well,
some.
it just has that one line that says, everybody lost their freaking mind.
So my week was a little bit different than everybody else's.
Oh yeah, tell us about Joe. You went on a camping trip or something, didn't you?
He went.
Not camping. No, I some very good friends of mine who live in Laurium, Michigan, which is next to Calumet, Michigan, in the Keweenaw Peninsula, were getting married. So I drove like a bastard for about 12 hours total to get up to their wedding.
You should take.
Then after the wedding, I took a day. Just took a day to like drive around there and see the fall colors, and I got up to Fort Wilkins, which is in Copper Harbor. And to give you guys some idea of how remote Copper Harbor, Michigan is, you can scan the entire FM broadcast dial on your car radio and not pick up a single station. You can scan the entire AM broadcast dial on your car radio and not pick up a single station. And your cell phone definitely will not work there.
What year car is this?
It doesn't matter, dude. The AM and FM spectrums haven't changed since like 1950.
Are you sure you're just not like driving a 1979 Toyota and you're mistaking the air conditioner for the radio, maybe?
Are you sure your radio works?
I'm positive my radio works. It was working until I crossed over the final like mountain ridge to get into Copper Harbor. That I had one station on the FM dial, and after that I had nothing. And then my cell phone was like, "Nope, we don't have signal." And that's when I decided to start go hiking.
That's, I think we know a great place to put up a pirate radio station now.
I have long had designs of this exact nature. I think, wherever you want to be, the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula in the middle of Lake Superior, you would have excellent propagation and no competition.
AP Illustrious, I feel a love connection.
And then
so yeah,
playing, and then you look over at each other and you look right into each other's eyes and you say, "Feed my nipples!"
I don't know. I've kind of been there this past week too because I've been doing planning for a upcoming trip in February, and my whole world's been like radios and guns for like last week. So yeah,
that sounds almost like that sounds beautiful. That's like a thing of beauty. That's
hell yeah.
Radios and guns. That's kind of like, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. It sounds like it should be the name of a store. Not a government agency.
Well, it's going to be plenty of alcohol and firearms. I don't know about tobacco, but at least the first and third are going to be involved there. But actually, no, because it has to do with, we talked about it a week or two ago with all the radio bands. So I've been educating people about all the Baofangs and what they are and how to buy them and how to set them up. And yeah.
The Baofangs, first of all, how you buy them is you go into Amazon and you click buy now.
Well, right, but
Number
people
two,
want to buy them because they're going to soon be, unavailable.
Oh, dog shit and tofu. They got so many of those goddamn things. They're giving them away on Amazon Prime. I mean,
yeah.
I just had a buddy of mine buy a dozen of them for his off-grid house.
Yeah.
He hands them out to people when they come to hang out. The thing is, you hit on something that's really, really kind of dear to me, and it's that this frequency band business. Have you noticed that the person who designed this must have been completely fucked up on crack when they wrote it? It's like from X megahertz to Y megahertz is the C band, which incorporates the WV band, and it's like there's no logical sense to it, and you somehow have to memorize this to take the goddamn test to get your ticket.
Well, this was written by the FCC, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Oh, well, now it makes
Well,
sense.
I mean, that explains right there.
okay, so you have to know that between 1875.36 and 1722.43 is called the EFE band. Okay, and then the next one is called the JMK band, and the numbers don't make any sense. I mean, I never hungered for the metric system more in my life. You know, why couldn't you make it in increments of 10 or something?
This is not metric. This is government interference.
No, they totally make sense if you throw darts at a board with numbers on it.
You know, I can
And
take
also,
sure
if you bribe a lot of people with payola.
Yes.
I'm no good with rote memorization. I'm really not, and I just just for the sake of it, just for the laugh, I want to get my ticket, you know. And the only questions I keep blowing on the question: what band is 128.73 in? The waistband? I don't know. Your chart doesn't make any fucking. I can take the chart, print it out, and tape it to my wall. Why should I have to memorize the thing to get an answer right on a test? It's like. It's like, you know, being in like high school in the 80s and they say you're never going to have a calculator with you all the time. Fuck. My watch has a calculator. My phone has a calculator. My computer has a calculator. I mean, good God.
It's for instances whenever you are driving in northern Michigan and you cannot get AM or FM radio.
So my
cell phone doesn't work.
Or Southern Indiana.
Worked, Israel. Just wanted to let you know. And as far as the thing with the Bofengs, the ARRL, the Amateur Radio Relay League of America, which is sort of like the advocacy group for ham radio, has challenged
the FCC.
Well, they're that too, but they have actually challenged the FCC regarding the recent rule change regarding the Bofengs. So the plot thickens, and it may be the case that this will shake out, and at the very least, amateur radio operators will still be able to buy these things.
Right. I mean, it may not ban the importation, but it may ban the importation, but it will not ban the usage of them.
I got news for these guys. Okay, I got a Yaesu FT50 that I modded back in 2000 to transmit and receive on anything I wanted to, and no one had a hard on about that. I think the real problem is these radios are $25 a pop. They're almost cheaper than the FRS radios that they buy to use in the hotels out here.
No, they are cheaper.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like $60 for a pair. I mean, I can get these cheaper, transmit on FRS with better power, better range. Why the fuck wouldn't I get one?
It's out here in Vegas. The hotels don't pay for radios anymore. They just go down to Walmart and they buy a crap load of the little family radios and give them to the housekeeping people, which is great because you can seriously fuck with them from like 2 miles away. Like, you know, call in a dead body in room 65 and watch them all go, listen to them all go nuts. Fighting who's going to clean up the dead body in 2605. Not that I've ever done such a thing because this is strictly hypothetical, but you can understand the comedy involvement here.
I don't know. I think there could be a valid reason.
I don't know, but it sounds like something that might happen.
Well,
also, point out that Walmart uses the multi-use radio frequency MERS service now, which you can transmit on those frequencies as well, especially if you have a MERS radio.
And Baofangs can
154.600 megahertz.
Yeah, Baofangs definitely can use MERS. I know this for a fact.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we've come a long way from the days of Kmart. Kmart used to have their entire PBX system was centralized, and they had a specific extension and it was the same extension in every Kmart that put you right to the PA. And if you were really good and really sneaky, you could social engineer your way, call the Kmart, and when the operator answers, ask them for that extension number, and then you'd be on the PA to Kmart.
Blue light special.
I think no one's ever done this.
Is Kmart completely dead now?
Mostly. There's a few out there bumbling around.
Maybe so in Canada.
Those Kmarts that got converted into Rural Kings. Which, by the way, if you want an inexpensive, if you want guns at good prices, Rural Kings out there, apparently they get good deals on guns.
What about that Big Five?
Was that?
Big Five. The sporting goods
Big
store.
Five is strictly a Western thing because they don't. I mean, I bought my first gun at Big Five when I lived in California, but they're not out here in Texas, and as far as I know, they're like West Coast only.
Yeah, they get like cratefuls of M1s from like World War II or something, and then sell them.
Yeah, I bought my Mosin from them. A great Mosin, actually.
Yeah, around here, Rule King has good gun prices. They also got a couple of decent mom and pop style gun shops. There's one place that used to be called Keesler. It's got a different name now. That is a great big old gun shop, but
you don't have fin feather fur that runs your way.
Is that
fin feather fur?
Never heard of it.
That's out by you.
Real quick on Real King, rkguns.com is their guns website, and I think you can actually order and ship to an FFL directly through the website.
Damn good on my little Taurus. I got one of those little Taurus G2Cs.
Yeah, they have excellent prices on new guns, like great prices, especially whenever they have sales. I mean, they're really good. Okay, everybody's having a great week. Let's head on over to the show notes.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, first up on the breach report, Google Plus. They're 10+ users. So sad it's dead.
Yes, finally you can unsubscribe from it. How many of you have tried to unsubscribe from that?
Yeah, well, they are.
Dude, that thing, like, I mean, you couldn't get out of the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's easier to get rid of herpes.
Agreed. So apparently they had 500,000 users. For Google, like, that is such a slap in the face. I mean, it is just nothing.
It wasn't anything wrong with the format. It was just the fact that you couldn't unsubscribe to it, and you're getting forced into being subscribed to people. You had no control over your privacy. It was just they fucked the monkey with that one.
Yeah.
You had no control over any content. Like, I tried to use it to advertise on one point, and it's just like it was so all over the damn place. It was worse than Pinterest.
Yeah.
I hate Pinterest.
God, Pinterest. I mean, talk about a one out of anything in the world, they won't let you upload from a web browser. It's like, what the fuck, shop?
Yeah.
Try that sometime. Try to upload a picture using a web browser to no, that's not Pinterest. That's Instagram. Sorry.
That's Instagram. Yeah, I was going to say
there's a way around it. And it's really cheesy, but still, I mean, dumb.
I have to do a
Pinterest. Pinterest is when you find the exact thing you're looking for.
Damn it! Whoever you are, you're dropping out.
Okay, Mary.
Yeah, that's her internet. It's horrible.
Your stream is dying. So over. Okay, R2D2.
There are certain things you don't want to type into Pinterest because you will get exactly what you ask for.
Good.
It's kind of nice that way.
So on the Google Plus side, the reason why they are shutting down is because back in March they found a vulnerability that was in regard to third-party developers, gave them access to user profile data, which included stuff like names, email addresses, occupations, genders, ages, blah, blah, blah. But there was enough kind of heat behind that they were like, screw it, we don't want to try to fix it and everything. We're scrapping it. So for all 10 of you out there who actively used it, sorry.
God damn it!
No, you shouldn't say God damn it. God damn it's inappropriate. You'll offend somebody. You're supposed to say,
oh, boss, say it!
NASA's going to be bummed. They were the last one on my Google Plus feed.
Why is it? Okay, they have Google Plus. They could theoretically fix it. They could unfuck it. And they could possibly even do something, dare I say it, challenge Facebook. I mean, Google's probably about the only company in the world in a position where they could theoretically challenge Facebook. Because every other week, somebody I know is like, I'm going to write my own version of Facebook, and it's going to be awesome. And it's going to have blackjack and hookers. And, it lasts for like 6 weeks, then it goes away.
Do you think Google would be the one to make social media look good again?
I don't know about
in
that.
terms of not look good yet, not look good as the aesthetics. I mean, in terms of not kicking off users, allowing freedom of speech and freedom
No.
of thought.
Oh, fuck no.
No,
No,
they
no.
want. Google's already admitted that they want to collect all your information and use it against you. So no,
Yeah,
I don't
They've
think so.
already got your information.
Aren't they creating like a dragonfly or
Sensor, or the good sensor? That's what it's called, right? The good sensor. That memo that went around Google.
Yeah, something like that. I was like,
Yeah,
we're gonna censor. We're gonna be good censors. Like, no, that's fucking like socialist or communist or whatever kind of authoritarian nonsense. You can't do it. It just doesn't happen.
Where's Helen
Maybe we
Rose?
don't want them fixing it. Maybe we don't want them fixing it. Let them stick to the hardware, search engine shit.
Yeah, I think
AI.
Greg was the one who just mentioned it. Dragonfly, isn't that the one that's being released in China and potentially other locations?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be like compatible with the Great Firewall of China or whatever.
Yeah, it's like full censorship.
Yeah.
Like
We just gotta suck it up and go back to IRC.
No, that's
There you
not
go.
as bad as the social scores they have over in China now. Whereas if one of your relatives or friends, talks out against the government and that it affects you, you lose your ability to. They lose their ability to travel, and you can too. And rent, take loans. It's insane.
No shit. That's straight up Black Mirror.
Straight up Black Mirror. Yeah.
Well,
I've been
the
doing
funny
that
thing
for about a year now.
I've started to do that myself personally with people that are on my friends list. If I see somebody who's friends with someone who's a complete jackwagon, I like write to them and I say, look, I'm sorry, I like you, you're cool, but you're surrounded by jackholes and I can't need that in my life, so I'm unfriending you. But here's my email address. Feel free to talk to me directly.
See,
and
that's
they
why we're
lose
not
their
friends.
fucking minds.
Because you're friends with a ton of jackwagons.
Well, I'm trying to narrow it down. I mean, I'm not friends with a lot of jackwagons, and most of the jackwagons, there aren't bad jackwagons. They're jackwagons in the sense of, Battlestar Galactica in the 80s was better than the remake. That kind of jackwagon. Versus, I'm offended by the fact that you looked at me.
That's a new record. Somebody said jackwagon 10 times in 2 minutes.
Wow.
That is impressive. This should go down in the history of the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, jackwagon's gonna crash and burn. Okay, so this next one is primarily going to be a discussion topic. What people's thoughts are. So hardware used by Amazon and Apple. What is it? Micron.
The Micron servers.
Supermicro.
Yes, definitely maybe compromised. So Bloomberg is like hardcore standing behind this story that China has. I mean, and it is the size of the tip of a pencil, a chip down on, I'm assuming the motherboard, that is intercepting data and sending information back to China that went to Amazon and Apple. Amazon and Apple are both adamantly denying that chip exists on any of their gear. FBI is saying they have found no evidence that it exists. But Bloomberg's still like wholeheartedly, yep, you guys, it's there. Any thoughts?
Yeah, is there a possibility that Bloomberg has been trolled hard, much like the OK symbol has apparently trolled half of InfoSec?
Yes.
Bloomberg has a little more experience than to be handled by something like that. I think that they have something, but the thing is, they don't have the ability to prove it. And they're doing a Woodward and Bernstein, okay? I think what they've got is they've got some reporters that say they've got this shit, and they've got people high enough in the Bloomberg machine that support those people so that they haven't had to bring any proof forward. Now the thing is, the lack of proof brought forward by Amazon is pretty telling. Because how hard would it be for them to take one machine out of service, dunk it in some acid, pull it apart, and find the piece? If it's truly retransmitting back to China, that's a goddamn TCP dump. The people you hire in fucking Curryland who do your tech support, know enough to run a TCP dump to see if something's going to China.
Yep.
So the thing is, why aren't they stepping up and saying, disassemble this board and prove it one way or another? They're not. So this becomes the quandary. It's an argument of you prove it, no, you prove it, no, you prove it, no, you prove it. And the rest of us are sitting here going, well, somebody prove it. So what's going to probably happen, my prediction, is we know that they've dumped a lot of these machines already. And we know those machines are probably sitting in a Big Lots or, God bless it's gone, but Weird Stuff warehouse. Somebody is going to actually physically get a hold of one of these machines and do a Dr. Frankenstein on it and find out one way or another. It's just a matter of time until they do.
Or half of the tech guys' basements.
No. All they need to do is sell them to Pornhub and get new ones.
So if
China's already got all the porn.
If this is an infiltration of American companies, then that would be the job of the FBI to prove. No? It's not the media's job to prove that.
The FBI...
Well, no, it would be FBI. It would be it's either CIA or NSA because it's national, because that's an international, so not the FBI.
I think it... all right, I listened to a story and it was...
For law enforcement, it would be FBI. For...
Interstate.
How many of you have seen Sneakers?
I think all of us.
Me.
All of us.
Remember, FBI can do domestic. NSA can't do domestic.
They're not supposed to. It doesn't mean they're
not supposed to. But
Well,
if the accusation is it's going to China, then that would be an international organ or not FBI.
The
But the
FBI
NSA
can't find
is ostensibly intelligence, not law enforcement.
Yeah.
And the CIA officially doesn't do anything.
They have a
Doesn't one of them run Tor? Wait, aren't they in charge of like the Tor network or something? I know one of them is.
Oh, the FBI has got the Tor network in its back pocket. They've owned that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more FBI Tor exit nodes than regular exit nodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, FBI thoroughly owns Tor. If you're trying to evade that shit, don't use Tor.
It's just it's the one thing they've ever seemed to have gotten right in the last 10 years. It's just bizarre. I mean, God bless them. They do enough domestic stuff, but when it comes to technology, they can't find their ass with both hands in a hunting dog. They just can't.
And two, going back to kind of
10 years.
Say that again. I missed that.
I said the FBI has had some pretty major wins in terms of taking down Silk Road. I don't know how many different child porn rings.
Oh yeah.
But how have they done it? They haven't done it with technology. They've done it by blackmailing.
Absolutely, they have it. Yeah, absolutely. They use
the old-fashioned way. Apparently, it works. So whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. This issue with chips embedded in a board is a technology issue. The FBI is not qualified to do it. If it comes down to catching somebody with a bunch of kiddie porn and taking a monkey wrench to their knees until he gives them the master password, FBI all the way. Okay, telling somebody, we're going to send you into PIMTA if you don't hook us up with the rest of your feed.
I think
they got that
help
shit sewn
up
up.
For the FBI's their elite group for you. They're not that bad, I'm telling you.
They don't have they did have people who do shit for them. I mean, the FBI is slowly becoming like the Sopranos. It's like they know how to speak Italian. I know this guy who knows a guy who can do this thing. Hey, let's go get some Gili. Yeah, okay.
And I think a big piece of it too,
because I'm not willing to go that far.
I just have a thing about the FBI because they rejected me 3 times. Okay, I didn't qualify because I couldn't run the mile fast enough, and I'm like, the fuck,
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to get in running the mile in like 45 minutes. I mean, I got to throw that out there.
You know what? I got news for you. It was worse than that. It was worse than 45 minutes. Okay.
Nice. Hey,
they
you're not supposed to walk it backwards.
No, I took a golf cart after a while.
There you go.
Drunk?
No, I was sober back then.
All right.
there's a little median part of my life where I was drunk. I'm not drunk anymore, and I was drunk back then, and then I wasn't old enough to drink before that. So, my drinking days are over. I think I have to. I'm drinking iced tea now, so I'm turning into Goldfinger.
As long as it's sweet, then I'm okay with it.
It's the 50-50 black tea and lemonade.
Oh, an Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. Yeah.
Anime character going, is this something? And it says something that's obviously not that.
What was this?
The anime guy looks like Nathan Manganese. But I remember seeing one is unsweetened tea. Is this an attack on Christian values?
That guy.
I don't drink sweet tea. Sweet tea is gross.
No.
Excuse me?
I don't like it.
Sweet tea is gross because they not only oversweeten it, they use like artificial sweeteners.
Yep. Well, no, yeah, and that's the problem. Southern sweet tea is disgusting. I'm okay having like New York sweet tea where it's like 2 sugars tea, where it's just enough to be sweet, but not that Southern shit.
That Southern shit's gonna go for Brimley's face all over it.
Oh yeah, God. Well, you know how they make it? You boil a gallon of water and you dump like 2 cups of sugar into it, and you have to boil it so that the water and the sugar can combine, because it won't combine with water in a normal circumstance.
Yes.
That's how they make syrup. It's disgusting.
It's a simple syrup.
But
Diabetes. Oh no. It's perfect. Hey,
oh God.
real quick.
I remember the first time that I had sweet tea, I was not warned. We went to a Chinese restaurant in Savannah, Georgia, and they go, sweet or unsweet tea? And I go, oh, I got sweet tea. And I remember my first sip of it, I thought all my teeth were going to immediately rot out of my head. I almost threw up.
Can you think about the Savannah? Okay, wait, a Chinese restaurant in Savannah, Georgia. I mean, okay, first of all, that boggles the mind right there.
Oh, there's a shit ton of them. They got pretty good sushi, actually.
No, wait.
I went to a good sushi place in Atlanta, I think, actually.
Well, Atlanta's a major metropolitan hub. They got all the good drugs there.
Savannah has an art college. Remember? That means that we have a shit ton of international students. So there's actually a decent-sized Asian population. So there's actually a Chinese market in Savannah, too.
Now, I went to a Chinese place in a little town in Colorado run by a Mexican guy. So
yes! Yes, you will see a lot of that in Colorado.
Best cat sushi you ever had.
You know what? There's a place in Colorado, way the fuck out by the airport, called the Piper. It's a biker bar. And they got this Chinese guy who makes, they call them crack wings. They have these chicken wings. You literally cannot eat one of them. You will eat a dozen and then order a dozen more. You can't stop eating them. It's ridiculous. You got to try it.
Nice. Okay, back on the FBI real quick. So, at what point do you guys think they should start an investigation? Do you think
2 weeks ago?
Kavanaugh? Got to get rid of Kavanaugh.
About 50 years ago?
Do you think they should have started in regard to the microchips? Do you think an investigation should start based upon one news report that is not confirmed or verified?
Well, here I still say that the fact that nobody is investigating it is very telling.
And I agree.
Everyone is just talking about it, but no one's doing anything. That says something's going on. There's a kernel of truth in this turd somewhere. Okay, there's a piece of corn in this turd, and somebody doesn't want it out.
Could be truth. I think the Bloomberg article is probably heavily misleading, but is that one article enough that we should expect an investigation?
But there's been another article since then. They doubled down on it. There's a second article. Yeah, so why would they double down on it?
Though.
Why would they double down on it?
I mean, they did, but they didn't provide any more proof or anything.
I think the issue is that these companies that are based or do business with the U.S. have no problem doing business with China, who is like diametrically opposed, or so we're told, to the United States. So,
well, I mean, honestly, they love us. That's where they get all their tech and everything else, because they just get on our servers and grab it off.
Right. And they own how much of our real estate?
Oh, shit ton.
Oh.
Now, I reiterate a story I brought up a few weeks ago. The butcher story, where my buddy the butcher told me that it's hard to get good quality steaks and meat in the U.S. anymore because the Chinese come over here with suitcases full of money and buy up in cash, buy all the good stuff, and leave the crap to the rest of us.
Well, that's exactly how the apples work in New York State too. It's like if you actually live in apple country, you can't get good apples because it all goes to the city. It's the same thing.
Right.
And unless you want to buy the cow yourself, that's why when you all come to my house and eat, it's good shit because we butchered it here.
The poor rabbits.
They were delicious.
Mary's a
But it's-
vampire.
They died
She
quickly.
bathes in their blood.
Well, Mary, to be honest,
Instead of using credit cards and doing all that horse shit, Ching Chang Pao walks up to you with a bucket full of cash. You're not going to say no because you're a farmer. You're
Well,
starving.
fuck no, I'm not going to say no. He can some ching chang, whatever the fuck comes up and says, I want to buy all your rabbits. And I say, okay.
You got cash? All right.
But Mary, at the same time, too, you're raising one or two animals. You're raising a small herd. Giving them attention. You're not doing a farm of 5,000 heads or more.
Well, even as we think about those, honestly, I wouldn't necessarily even consider that necessarily. But what's going to McDonald's, what you're eating, or fast food chains, that's all retired dairy cow. That's when a dairy cow, when a milker turns about 5 years old and she's not producing no more. That's what you. That's why it's not good.
That's canner grade, right? But
exactly, because it's.
Even if you go to a nice butcher, though, here, you're still talking about a quote factory farm, even if it's like a high tier butcher.
Well, this is the thing. It depends. I'm in the supply chain, so a lot of restaurants, what they do is they have a designated buyer, and designated kill buyer goes to the auction every week. So it comes into the auction, is what's going to go, and you got to look at cattle futures and all the different. Is known for the cattle. A cattlemen's association, a cattle auction that's been that way for 100 years. But they do online auctions also, so the farmers will run their cows through, and that's probably where this is coming from. You got the Chinese that are bidding online for whatever they're bidding on, and they'll most likely buy them and they'll have them butchered somewhere and then shipped out. But you can still go there and bid again. But a lot of times there's a kill buyer that specifically buys for that restaurant, or that group, or that however many people, or that butcher shop, and they go right down here to the auctions and they buy local, and that's where we buy and sell. So if you want grass fed, okay, we're going to go up to tonight up in northern Indiana, or we're going to go to this one in Kentucky today. And if you want just something cheap, it's probably not going to be that good, then you go to Dinkies. But that's where. So to a degree on the big cities, probably, that's very possible.
Well, the thing I'm just saying is that China's coming over here with buckets of money and buying anything they can put their hands on, and we're so cash strapped and cash poor that we're sell them anything we got.
Well, they do that, right? They have no confidence in their locally supplied stuff because there have been so many poisoning incidents, like with the baby powder. They will not buy locally made Chinese baby formula, whatever, because somebody was putting some chemicals in it. So they always go. There's tons of smuggling in that.
Yep. Well, I mean, they have poisoned every square inch they have.
Yeah, and they just got a contract nervous, which is why we were all up in arms about that about a year and a half ago too. Which is the other reason why a lot of us will grow our own food. Also, like the rules in Indiana, I could sell 1,000 butchered chickens a year from my farm. That's 1,000 chickens with no tax or that's considered small.
Hey, Mary, you are straight up CP30 tonight.
Yeah, your connections. Yeah.
You might want to disconnect and reconnect. That sometimes fixes it.
No, it's her line. You don't understand. I had absolutely no service while I was there. Nothing. I couldn't even make a call.
Down in that freaking valley. There's like a part of a yard that you can get good Sprint service in, but.
Okay, let's move on to the next.
I'm on the phone.
Oh Jesus!
This is my phone. Usually I get good signal. Okay, I'm outside now.
Okay. Next up, we have 305 Russian spies. Information may have been made public.
Oh, sucks to be them.
Oh, these are
Yep,
the
sucks to
GRU
be
guys,
them.
right?
Yeah, so this one was pretty interesting. Yeah, there may have been a massive GRU security breach. So the way all this went down, I was hoping Caprica would be on because it happened in Amsterdam. So I got to look through this again real quick. So there were 4 men traveling under diplomatic passports, 2 of which had consecutive issued numbers. And the database that these were on ended up being a public database. And it traced, like, if you look at their addresses, the addresses in the databases or in the database matched. So once you started looking at this address, there were 305 individuals that all had the same address.
Oh no! Let me
in
guess.
this database.
That is like the absolute worst security ever.
Yes.
So, and let me. I'm gonna take a wild guess here. Their names were like John Smallberries, John Frazier, John,
John Big Boutte.
John Dinglehopper.
Exactly.
Except it's Russia, so it's
John
it's Vlad Smallberries.
Yes, it's Jan.
There you go.
Yeah, but
John Wick.
but yeah, and so what it was for, they were like renting cars and stuff like that, and I think it was like whenever they rented the cars, they had to put their information in, and so they all had the same address though, as source where they lived, whatnot.
1541 Disk Drive, Commodore, New Jersey, 64128. Yes,
exactly. But they all range in age from 27 to 53. That's I'm not thinking 65-year-old spies, and I'm not really thinking 18-year-old spies.
AP, do you have Buckaroo Banzai memorized or something?
I have a lot of things that retain in weird places in my head.
Oh, I'm glad you specified your head.
It's random, okay? I can't. I have a really hard time with rote memorization, but there are certain things when they get in my head, they stay there. So I guess John Big Boutte is one of those things.
Someone just sent me $50 on PayPal. Nice.
For what?
I have a link on my website, I guess, for videos and shit.
It's cool. So you got a donation. Congratulations. I'll help cover gas to HackerCon.
Wow, you guys are local.
Oh, cool.
Loco.
In Louisville area, there's a few suburbs on the Indiana side: Jeffersonville, Clarksville, and New Albany. I live in Albany.
Albany.
The CIA, burn your house and run.
Maybe I think I'm too uninterested for them.
Hey guys, I have an important news flash.
You're awfully low on volume.
Sorry.
More gain.
Speak into the microphone, Mark.
Apparently birds aren't real. They're government surveillance drones.
Awesome.
Oh, the pigeon thing. Yeah.
Does that mean that my little we got for free from Walmart is probably a surveillance drone too? Because it's fun and I want to keep it.
Did you fix the power thing yet?
I fixed it enough that if I don't move for an hour, I can charge it.
Does it sing songs like Billy Bass?
No, it's like the size of a quarter.
Well, that's
It's like the tiniest drone ever.
She's very dangerous with it, though. She could probably kill someone.
Let's see that. Yeah, she's fun whenever it comes to killing things. Okay.
I love you. You're horrible.
I know. So next up on the breach, we have Burgerville, which I'd never heard of, has been informed of a breach. The FBI within last week informed Burgerville that they had been breached. Their credit cards, whatnot, had been popped from the system by Fin7, which Fin7, I believe, is of Russian origin.
Do they have Burgervilles in Russia? Because I've never heard of it.
No, not Burgerville, but Fin7, I think, is of Russian origin, the hacking group. But the interesting thing Fin 7 also hit Chipotle, Chili's, Arby's, Red Robin, and Jason's Deli.
Did it hit Smash Burger?
No, not yet.
Trevor, forget.
Well, it just proves that they have shit tasting food. So,
Arby's is good. Arby's is okay.
Well, no, the Smash Burger didn't get popped yet, so no one loves them.
Correct.
Look, Beef Curtains International, a.k.a. Arby's. I think I would look for a common point between all of these.
Dude, I would put that beef curd in my mouth any day, though.
Okay, some of them may have a common link because some of their chains, like for example, I think Chili's is owned by Maggiano. So if one gets popped, they may go upstream to the management, and then go to like Qdoba and Jack in the Box, for example, are related. So
and a lot of those that you named off, I'm pretty sure are related restaurants.
Yeah,
I miss Jack in the Box.
Or they use something common like a paycheck company or something like that.
Or a POS system.
A lot of people use like that ADP pay company.
Yeah, so I was looking back, and the article references like August. Some of these companies get hit. Back on May 16th on our cast, in the breach report, we went over Chili's was hot and popped. So we know they were getting attacked at least back on whatever I just said, May 7th or something.
This is based on revelation or when they think they were actually initially popped.
Well, Chili's was in the news, and we discussed it here on the podcast back on May.
Right.
May.
When they say like August the 1st, they say we've been popped. Does that mean they were popped on August the 1st, or they were popped 6 months earlier and they're just now talking about it?
Information may have been compromised during a cyber attack. Oh, it learned of in late August. Okay.
There you go.
So that's whenever they learned of it, was in late August. So we're about a week and a half past then that they're actually coming out and saying, hey, somebody told us that we were compromised.
Behold my scary sock monkey powers.
Heck yeah, we love sock monkeys. Actually, I do like sock monkeys. They're good guys. We like analysts.
I love sock monkey. I want a job as a sock monkey.
Analysts make the world go round.
Are you kidding, man? I put the anal in analyst.
I'm sure you do.
That's what she said last night.
You got to see some of the stuff that I'm producing lately. It's actually kind of neat. I've got some streaming analytics stuff that I invented that's got some attention, and I'm very happy for that.
As long as it's not like gooey or nothing, I'm good with it.
No. This is fully automated. This is like sit on your ass and watch cartoons, and the screen will light up and tell you, guess what? You're boned.
Nice.
Can I make some nice gifts for you that are more exciting when you've been boned?
Oh, please.
We should add some fun shit to that.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you've hacked the Gibson. They do a little fly through. Everything goes up.
Gibson.
Yes, this is a Unix system. I know this.
Yes. I used to use that.
It was a Unix system, though.
I used to have the sample of Penn saying, "I think we got a hacker here."
Yeah.
In fact, I might still have that. One of the oldest samples I have, though, is still this one.
Trogdor strikes again.
And you say Trevor forget, but how many people remember Trogdor?
Hey, Trevor remember.
Yendo over there and I were going through my old databases, and I was pulling up AMVs from like 1999 and shit. I'm like, look, this is pre-2000s crap. Quality sucks.
Yeah, I remember half that shit too.
I know. That's why I like you.
My favorite
I
one
like to have
was
conversations with people who have no idea what all your base is.
my favorite one was back in the day.
Yeah.
I had some. I don't know if it was on. I think it was on a Macintosh. Whenever we played the sound, it would not stop the sound until it ended. And there was a Donald Duck getting a blowjob thing.
I have that.
That's it. That's it. Let me go get you a towel.
Towel. Yeah.
I was playing it in the micro lab at a university by accident.
Oh, man.
Kind of embarrassing, but you know.
Peanut butter jelly time. Remember E-Bomb's World? E-Bomb's World was like the shit. And Newsgrounds. Oh my god, crap, man. Back in the day.
Newgrounds. Hey, you know, I still have an FDA sticker on one of my toolboxes. You remember if you remember Newgrounds, you remember FDA?
Oh yeah.
Taint of Love.
Oh, I have that still. Oh my god.
FDA.
And the real ultimate power.net, that was wonderful.
Okay, we are
I just
done
felt-
with the breach report. Let's move on to general discussion and DerbyCon 8 comments and wrap up.
I was not there. Yay.
I was very disappointed there was not a hummus and chicken wing bar.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, you know what?
That's racist.
Next year, you bring the hummus and chicken wings.
I can bring the hummus. I don't know about the chicken wings.
I can provide chicken wings.
See? There we go. I love it when
yeah. They're gonna be so cute when they're babies.
And tasty.
I mean, I had a good time. Wait, this is general. So it's DerbyCon time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I was doing a lot of video and I was running around, not seeing people, but we had more people from this cast on there than we at DerbyCon than we had in any place previously, I think.
Really?
Most of the video team, I think.
Well, there was you, Charles. There's myself, of course. Jack was there. Live Beef was there. Israel was there. Ricky was there. Mary was there. Evie was there.
That's right.
I'm missing somebody.
Nate. Caprico.
Caprico's there, yes.
Yeah, we had 9.
Yeah, so it was great. It was great seeing everybody in person.
Well, obviously, everybody loves seeing me in person.
I know.
This means that eventually we're going to have a con based around, the podcast.
It's called Hackers on the Farm. Get your asses down here.
Yeah.
We
have
bring
enough.
G4, look, bring Verizon G4 repeaters. Verizon.
Ow. Yeah, we have enough people on the podcast. We are a small con.
Really are. PodCon.
PodCon.
No cocks allowed.
PodCon.
That's right.
Well, Mary's cock is a very beautiful, epic cock.
That is true. Mary's the only one allowed to bring the cock.
I haven't tasted Mary's cock. But it looks like a very
what?
cock.
I don't think you're not allowed to taste Carl. No one eat Carl. He's my baby.
What about Carl's Jr.?
I gave him away. I'm actually regretting it. I should have kept him.
But you know what? In spite of everything that went on, I think the con was a success.
Oh yeah.
And I think, everybody got to see everybody, and
nobody got their hat taken away.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, and Charles, I like to say I love that you participated and Amanda did that mental health village. That was a great little chill area, and I think it was really helpful for a lot of us. Just needed some time out to like de-stress between our introverted tendencies with the too much buzz. So
I was kind of wondering myself how that went because
thank you. Yeah,
there's been some talk about that for DEF CON next year.
Well, you know what?
It was a really good chill space. In fact, Gendo over there, ask him about the banana, the hot dog chairs.
Yeah, like we had the hot dog chairs. We had they had massage people doing massages. There was a lot of healthy foods, healthy cheese.
Yeah, fidgets.
Were they energy massages? Because that's a no-no now.
No. It was a good vibe. They also had like
Don Draper massage anymore.
No, they had and just like relaxing music. Because like I said, I did the talk in there, and it was just everybody was just relaxed, and I wanted to I came from a perspective. My talk was from a perspective of what helps me through the day. And maybe that might inspire someone else to help them through their day. And now it's to the point now, as Adrian pointed out, InfoSec Pollyanna. Yeah, that was hilarious. But so what's happening now? Each day, wake up with something positive. Put a positive word out there. Like I'll take a negative word and just hack it and turn each letter into something positive. So this morning I did broken. So if you're on Twitter, I did broken this morning or whatnot. I don't know what the word will be for tomorrow. I'm gonna take something negative and just turn it into a positive.
Tomorrow, I heard it's going to be.
What did broken turn into?
Yeah, I heard
Broken.
tomorrow's going to be back, and then next day is going to be mountain.
See, you know what? Ha 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 ha. But no, it's broken for me. What did I put? I have so many different tweets. It's just insane. What I did for broken this morning, I just said, good morning, my fellow hackers. Happy, wonderful Wednesday. Ow, my signature. Enjoy the day. And then for broken, I put beautiful, resourceful, optimistic, kind, encouraging nerd. So somebody, Sean Barber replies back, I'm going to start calling you my little Zen friend. So
that's cute too.
And then the day before that, I posted negative. So I said negative, nice, excellent, great, awesome, thoughtful, inspiring, victorious, enthusiastic.
We're getting into the 70s here. Really getting close to the 70s.
Well, I'm trying. Here's the thing. I just wanted.
I was 2 months away from the 70s.
No, I'm saying people did this stuff in the 70s.
Right.
It was called EST.
But yeah,
and it's a lot like what you're doing, and it did a lot of good for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, man. I just want to bring that feeling back. Like, hey, think people. People are stressed. Like, if you look on the Twitter timeline, and what really inspired me to do this, like I said, when I saw Amanda's talk on, I think it was I don't know if she was in New Zealand or wherever she was, but when I saw that talk, I was like, oh man, I just had a conversation with somebody about this the other day. And then looking on the Twitter timeline, somebody took their own life. It was always something that was going on. Yeah. So I wanted to take it to the next level and say, you know what? Mental health hacks. Since we hack everything else, since we dig into everything else to see how everything functions and make it better, why not do that with our mental health, our mental state of mind?
Well, what it is it's a correction, and that I think we were talking about this the other day too. I know. Yeah. I was with Gendo over there, but we feel that there's so much stuff going on that's forcing division that we need to get back to this balance where it's like, because people have been hacking the mind in such a negative way for the past couple of years that it's time to be like, okay, enough. Let's bring it back in and let's see what we have in common again, because it's okay to disagree with people, but not to this extent.
Right, so, and it's just out of control.
Yep.
Well, also, we started denying people what some of the most common methods of blowing off steam. We've been cutting people off and getting them in trouble for just saying, oh, fuck a monkey in the ass, and it's all of a sudden, you just lost your job.
What's interesting about this is we were discussing this with one of our counselors, because we have a very high stress child that drives us all insane. I love her, but she just and I'm high anxiety, so we were running through like coping techniques for the parents. And what was interesting is she goes, this kind of started as an anger management technique, but it's kind of grown into just a coping technique. And one of the things that she said was, don't push it down, let it out. She goes, just go find a safe space. And what they mean by a safe space is not like, oh, no one can touch me. She's like, no, it's a place where someone's not going to judge you for doing what you're about to do. And she says, if you need to scream, she says, if you need to go somewhere and just scream your head off or cry or do whatever you got to do, she goes, let it out for as long as you need to let it out. Don't try to force it down. Don't try to stop it. And basically, she gave us this 5-step thing. So number one is, it's okay to feel the feeling. Just let it all out as much as you can until you've reached that point where it's out. She goes, the next step is, and then further down the line, one of the steps are like, okay, then look over it as though, you're giving advice to a friend about what's going on, so that you try to distance yourself a little bit from it. And then she goes, the last step is go ahead and take that advice and try to work with it, but you can't do that until, like, if you're still getting angry about it, then or you're still feeling that emotion, or still scared or whatever about it, it's not ready yet. Go back to that that second step where you're releasing and just de-stressing from that, whatever it is that was getting you wound up. Exactly. And she goes,
where is that safe space anymore?
Where?
No, that's like if you're home. No, there is in the car, in the woods, in wherever. We're not talking about safe space, like get away from people. but that this is the actual technique. And she says a lot of the.
No,
this is what she told us.
I understand the technique. The thing is, it's getting harder and harder and harder to find the place where you can do that.
Well, that's also the reason why this information needs to get out, because it needs to be honestly contradicted by a lot of this SJW push, which is the push it down and just keep smiling, because that doesn't work. That just makes ticking time bombs.
Right, exactly.
You need to allow people to deal with whatever the emotion is at the time.
Part of that is got to be disempowering the SJWs.
Yeah. Exactly, because their ideas are wrong and they don't work, and they're causing more problems and higher anxiety, and that's what's causing these people that freak out at the slightest little thing. So
yeah, because
they're absolutely toxic as hell too.
And that's the thing, and that's why, and again, like I say, that's why I'm trying to bridge this gap. I just took upon myself to bridge this gap, say something positive. Because I do generally have everybody that's met me in person now.
Not me.
Well, when you do meet me in person, like I said, I'm generally.
You're coming to Vegas when?
Maybe sometime next year. I do plan on going to Black Hat. Maybe.
It's probably my own ticket, but talk to me later on about rooming in Vegas.
Yeah, I should be at Black Hat.
Okay.
All right. Double check the Black Hat dates, because I was thinking Hackers on the Farm is going to be my birthday this year. And that might
you got to talk about your haircut, man. Because apparently neo-Nazis have appropriated the shaved haircut look. You don't want people to accuse you of being a white supremacist. So you have to grow your hair out.
Come on.
I got to grow.
It's almost
no, that's not that far off from the truth, because now we're getting apparently there's a whole bunch of half Filipino neo-Nazis, according to anyway. So
but no, in general, like I said, just showing genuine love. Get back to the days where, like I said, where people cared about your skills. Like I said, with the Justice Warriors and everyone, like you can feel, like I said, it's okay to feel how you feel. Nobody's denying how, if you feel some kind of way. I do agree there should be some more women in tech. There should be some more minorities doing different things in tech. And the only way to change it is by doing different things, not complaining about it. Yeah. And it's good to vent about it. I don't have any issue. I don't have any issues with anyone venting, disagreeing, but not to the point where you're like, some people I see on Twitter, they're there just to cause trouble, and that's not helping. Like the young lady, and for what I'm looking for, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there when she started screaming at DerbyCon, but it just looked to me like even after Dave and other people try to resolve the issue, she still kept going. She still kept getting online. She still kept screaming about the situation. And it's just like, how much more can you take? How much more can you do to try to help someone? And they're doing this.
You talking about the lady who was upset about the boobies on the
Yes, the young lady.
Someone read Me Too on that. And
right.
The Me Too movement after Aziza Sawyer, it's kind of jumped the shark.
Right.
But I can at least see that the same woman though apparently came up to the Walmart booth and complained about them only having beard combs but nothing for women.
Beard comb. But
yeah.
It was just,
and honestly, I love that comb.
And they complained about some guy dressed as pedo bear as a joke.
Okay, and there's one little thing I kind of want to add to that though. It was through the grapevine. My understanding was it was a woman who reported that a woman wrote boobies because she was also being a bitch and attacking another woman. Right. So apparently that went a little bit deeper. So it made it, the way it was reported made it sound like men were being pigs, but it turns out it was probably female on female, cattiness.
Right.
Well, you understand that the whole narrative there is men are pigs until proven less pigs or something.
Yeah.
I mean, we still haven't addressed that yet properly.
Right.
Okay, so a woman attacks someone? No, that never happens.
Yeah,
and
but they can never.
That it happens, and then they say, "Oh, well, it doesn't happen enough that it's not really a problem."
Right, and it is
run into the arbiter of truth issue.
And when it came down to, I mean, I'm not going to get into it deep because I'm not 100% sure how accurate the information is. But I'm okay with it. But finding out who it was they were going after, it was a little more understandable why it was as serious as it was. But okay, just So because under normal circumstances, if it just been boobies, it would have been like, okay, you're overreacting, but this was getting really dumb. So
right, but just me personally, I'm sick and tired of seeing division in the hacker infosec community, period.
Yeah.
And I figured that since I'm sick and tired of seeing that division, I'm just going to get up and do something about it and make a change.
I wrote something about this. I wrote something about this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And not just sit there and complain about, and complain on Twitter, well, this is not right, this is not right. That's why, again, doing these talks and, and I realize a lot of people are going through stuff too. So, and I respect what, people are going through, and especially like I said, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of issues that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And like under the cover that we don't know about, because think about it. Everybody comes to the con, they're happy, they're smiling, but we don't know what goes on when they leave or what situation they going home to. So I think about that all the time. Like, okay, everybody's all right. And listen, the conferences are people's safe space. That should be that's their vacation. That's their happiness.
Sure.
But see, we gotta get back to that. That's the thing.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
And I'm saying this live, and anybody out in the internet universe, BSD Bandit is saying it. I'm gonna do bit by bit whatever I can to help anyone get to that place again. And that's just where I'm at with everything.
I wrote something about this a little while ago that got my head kicked in sideways by about maybe 8 or 10 people. But a lot of people listened to it and they gave it a little thought for a minute and they just kind of got weirded out. But what I said was, once, not too long ago, a lawyer stood in a courtroom and claimed that a hacker could whistle into a phone and launch a nuclear missile. The feds collectively shit their pants and the hackers laughed. Now, third-party people claiming to speak for the community have people fired for telling jokes, demand percentage quotas on speakers, force mob rule and identity politics, and tell people don't get into an elevator alone with a male hacker or you will get raped. The hackers collectively shit their pants and the feds laughed. They found a way to destroy us from within.
Well, this is the thing. We got to start standing up to these idiots when they're acting childish and not thinking rationally. And I'm going to go back to explain an example that happened to me in like the earlier 2000s. Okay, I was still in college, so there's a whole level of psychological warfare that goes on there. And we all went as a group, and we watched the Al Gore movie with the global warming nonsense. I was so freaked the fuck out with that stupid hockey stick grab when I came home for a flight back from Vancouver, and I'm freaking out in Atlanta. We're going through this, and me and my engineer friend, and he's freaking out. And then Simon Tech takes a step back and he goes, "Calm down. Let's actually do the math on this." Grabs a cup of water and an ice cube, sticks it in the microwave, and the thing doesn't overflow. He goes, "Look, calm down. We're not going to end up being underwater." And then we thought about it a minute, and then we did some more research, and we realized, wait, this is completely full of shit. So once our eyes had been open to how much shit was there on that particular topic, it made things a lot easier, because it's like, yes, we should be good to the planet, but panicking is not helping anyone.
No.
So we need to bring this back down again and figure out, okay, what can I do that's going to be more logical? That's also, and most of those things you end up saving more money on anyway, just because it's more efficient. What's more efficient? What's more logical? Let's stop fucking panicking and screaming at people, because screaming at people and panicking doesn't actually do anything for the situation except cause people to panic. So the problem is, but the reason that my state of mind was there was because I was surrounded by other panicky people. So if you keep getting this echo chamber where especially Twitter's the worst on this, where I keep seeing people that are totally logical, amazing, smart people, but they keep talking back in this echo chamber, and you get things like, the OK symbol must be neo-Nazi now. That didn't happen until like 3, 4, 5 months ago or some shit. And in fact, when I was growing up, I learned about the OK sign originally from like seeing pictures of people in the 60s and 70s, flashing it. Those original hippies that were all for the civil rights and shit. I'm like, okay. And that's where we learned it from like our parents. It had nothing to do with any neo-Nazi, racial, anything.
The picture in question, they were clearly playing the circle game.
The circle game, yeah, which apparently was military, and that's been around for, because I went and researched it, and the first time I saw that's been around since at least 2005, if not much sooner.
That's been around since at least the 90s. We used to do that back in high school.
But as far as where I could Google it and find reference, the earliest reference I found on the internet was 05, which is many years before all of a sudden neo-Nazis.
Yeah,
so
is mentally ill. I mean, he blocked me because I was trying to say no, it's a circle game, and 4chan put this stuff out there.
Well, Grifter grabbed the best response.
Give me about 2 minutes. And then something else I blocked because he started saying Antifa wasn't that bad. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And people just started saying bullshit he didn't know. Like the person who was throwing that OK symbol, it wasn't an OK symbol, it was down by his belly. He's clearly playing the circle game.
Yep.
It wasn't the same person. Like this kept saying, it's the same person who wore the manga hat. It's not the same person. And the guy who was wearing the manga hat is half fucking Hispanic.
Yeah, if you are doing the symbol and it's within, I'd say, 6 inches of the mid area,
lower
that's
waist.
the circle game.
So apparently the white supremacist is a half Mexican guy. That's stupid.
But here's the thing.
Well,
that's
not the first time I tried to do that, Adrian. I mean, let's look at George Zimmerman back when he shot Trayvon Martin in self-defense. All the pictures of him showed him as really fucking white. They like turned the sepia up on all the pictures to make him look really fucking white. He's fucking Hispanic.
Axel Pancake was like, there needs to be an explanation for them. No, really doesn't. You can look at the picture. It's clearly a circle game. If you want to say it's sophomore because it's a middle school game that's also apparently played by forces.
But anyway, back to the point is we need to swap it around with and to get people to think more logically. And part of that is the high anxiety, which is why I went to that. Is I was so high anxiety that I couldn't think clearly. So we need to bring this back down because there's too much panic in the community over things that aren't even real. And then that's why we end up having problems like this with it has to be negative. I'm afraid of this person. I don't know. We were watching a video this morning on YouTube, me and my husband, and it made perfect sense. What was it? The other day came out. Someone wrote an article about I'm a terrified female. I'm a terrified feminist. These are 7 things I can't do. And you went through the list, and it's like, okay, well, I've lived alone on a 1st floor apartment and had no problem. I'm not afraid to get in an elevator with a man. I'm not afraid to go out to the bar at night because you have girls' night out. It's like if you're that scared, that's a personal phobia. That's your personal problem you have to deal with. Stop projecting this on everyone else and telling me as a woman I need to be terrified to do this.
Exactly. It's not a woman issue, but it's a feminist issue.
Those people are being taught that. They're being scared into that.
You're being taught to be scared.
When you tell someone don't get into an elevator with a man, you're going to be raped. It leads to people like there was this quote that on one of the DEF CON boards that said, well, when I leave my hotel room, I look left and right to make sure there are no men in the hallway before I leave. And I'm like, that's what this kind of scare education is doing. Yep. But God forbid you speak out against it, and all of a sudden you're the next Jack the Ripper. And it's like, no, you don't get anywhere by scaring the shit out of people. And it comes down to basic simple education is not victim blaming. If you tell a kid, your father to son, you say, son, put your wallet in your front pocket because there are pickpockets out there, it's called good advice. Yep. Right. You tell a woman, put $20 in your sock in case your purse gets stolen, all of a sudden you're victim blaming. And it's like, shut the hell up. There's good evidence, there's good proof that you caution people who don't know better, and they don't become victims.
Right, Liz, you probably grew up being taught about risk aversion, and that's one of those things. Like all the things she was talking about was stuff like, yeah, you can do that, but there's a risk involved with it. You learn the risk reward thing. It's like,
And it's like, I'm not saying don't, like, okay, last night I was coming back from Chicago. And again, this is what drives me nuts. If people are, I can't do it and you can't do it too because you're a woman. I'm like, no, I just drove 5 hours to Chicago, took an hour nap and drove 5 hours back from Chicago at night. I almost died by train, by the way. But besides the point, I'm not dead. I lived and I'm, whatever. They need to work on those crossings up there. They're scary. But I'm not afraid to do it. I'll do it again. That doesn't mean just because I had a close call with a freight train doesn't mean I'm never going to cross the tracks. It just means I gotta be more cautious and get pissed at the transit authority for not having the things come down quicker.
You're just going to wait until they're moving slower next time.
But even perfect example, right? And you guys met me on the cast, and a lot of you met me in person, right? And every day I deal with something crazy. Like a lady, I'll come into an elevator, and the first thing, or a male, they'll they clench their purse, or they look at me weird. Every day I deal with something crazy. If y'all would see some of the stuff I deal with, especially being in Northern Virginia, in certain neighborhoods I go through, like I'm followed. No, I get followed. Like in certain stores I go into, I get followed. Now, mind you, you guys have met me. Nobody, it's my personality.
I told you to stop singing out loud.
The thing is, we used to do the same. When I was a teenager, we get the same thing. We're out there in the punk shit and the goth shit, and the security guards follow you around and all that. But what's different? Mm-hmm. If I say that now, the first thing that gets said back to me is, "Well, that doesn't count. That doesn't count because you're white." So it doesn't count that a security guard followed you around.
Dude, you want to know what
But you know what's great? At least you can take the goth stuff off. I can't take off, and it sucks. I can't take off my skin.
You know what? I can't take off the fact that I'm a straight white male, and guess what? I'm being blamed for everything but the fucking fall of communism right now.
So,
you cannot go online and see anything.
You're being blamed for the fall of communism too, because they wanted communism. Don't you know it's a better system?
Yeah, because communism is now a good thing.
Yeah, now it's a good thing.
You would be hard pressed to find something that the straight white male is not being blamed for, and every single one of them, not just the ones that are actually doing dumb shit. You're straight white and male, so how does it feel to be a rapist who likes to fuck sheep and eat kittens?
As of this morning, they're after the women too. There was a whole big thing on Facebook and Twitter. How dare you support Trump or Kavanaugh? What's wrong with you white women?
Good. After women. Keep going as far as you want. Because
here's the thing. You want to know why this happens? And if you think about this, it makes perfect sense. It is easier to go after someone who is not doing this, because a person who is not doing it is going to engage you logically and respectfully and say, "Excuse me, no, I don't do that. I'm not like that. I don't think that way. I don't do this."
And the comeback is you're in denial, and that's it. Always works.
Or you're in denial, or that's not what you really mean, or some arbiter of truth position, whereby if you do the same thing to someone who is doing it, they're going to look at you and say, "Goddamn right I'm doing it. You're fucking right. I'm going to punch you in the face." And who wants that? So nobody wants to actually go after the people that are doing the bad shit. No. They're going to go after the people who aren't doing the bad shit to make them into the people who are doing the bad shit, because they don't do bad shit and they're not in any risk. You're not risking anything.
And that is exactly what's happening. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep telling people that they're being bad, eventually, mentally you just cave in and say, "Well, fuck, everyone thinks I'm doing it anyway. Might as well just do it."
Exactly. Here's the other thing. If you go out into public, okay, as a guy, and you tell all your guy friends, like they want you to, "Guys, you know what? This is wrong. No more rape jokes. No more blonde jokes. No more black guy and sandwich things like that." And the guys go, "Oh man, what a pussy! You stupid pussy!" And you say to yourself, "Okay, I got to deal with that."
Guys, I am against rape jokes, because they always seem forced.
Well, who isn't?
But seriously, but honestly, and like I said, I agree with what you guys are saying, because think about it, each day, and I've got told this today. Damn, you're too happy, man.
That's because they're all sad. That's the whole thing. How do you deprogram? How do you deprogram them?
Let me get back to the back nine of what I was talking about, though. Okay.
What am I supposed to be?
Charles, I love you, man, but I imagine Monday morning before I get my coffee, I might avoid you for about an hour. I love you, man, but yeah.
Charles,
Here's the back nine of what I was on about is this, okay? You face your guy friends and you say, I'm not going to do this anymore. They call you a giant pussy and shut you out. You turn around and you go back to the women who said you can't do this anymore, and you say, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. And they're like, what do you want, a cookie? Oh, wow, give the man a hand for doing the right thing. Get the fuck out of here. You don't matter. You go back to the guys, and the guys say, we told you so. Welcome back. We love you.
But again,
and that is what's going to happen. In the long run, that's what's going to happen.
Well,
people are going to go right back to doing what they were doing before because
we're already seeing it now. I mean, the male feminists will go, "Oh, if I do this right thing, the women will respect me more." Hey, I'm doing the right thing. Let me smash. No, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
It's not even a matter of let me smash is playing into their thinking. Even just going up there and saying, "Hey, listen, I don't do this. I've reformed," and they what they do is they mistake recognition with reward. They say, well, what do you want? A cookie? Do you want reward? No, I just want recognition that sets me apart from Mr. Jock Rapist over here. I want you to look at me and see me different than the Brock Turners of the world. That's all I want. I don't want a reward. I don't want a parade. I don't want a cookie. What I want is you to look at me and say, okay, you know what? All men are not rapists. And then you go, amen.
But this is the thing. This is the problem. They don't that mindset, that screwed up mindset, that narcissistic mindset doesn't care. They just want to play the victim the entire time. So they don't really want anything except to whine and have people pat them on the head. So even if you do what they ask, they will still come up with something else because they've never dealt with their own personal issues. They just want to project it onto everyone else while pretending that they're being some friggin' hero or martyr. And that's the problem.
Don't forget also, we have made victimhood profitable.
Yeah, unfortunately. So instead of teaching people how to confront their issues and deal with them, we get, I'm triggered, I don't want to do this, I'm gonna freeze up and do whatever. I'm dealing with this right now with my kid, and she has legitimate issues, but at the same time she's like, I don't want to do this because I'm going to be triggered. I'm like, honey, what exactly is it? Please analyze it, and you need to face this. But it is a process, and hers is more serious than some other ones. But there's others here that really aren't as I'm convinced they're playing it up just for attention. And that makes me mad because then when we have situations like mine where there's a legitimate fear and a legitimate issue and a legitimate history, that ends up getting sloshed in with all the rest of it. I mean, even everything that we've dealt with the system, they're not trying to make her a victim, a permanent career victim. They are trying to teach her how to deal with it and how to come out of that to go past it. So I don't understand this whole I'm a victim, this is a thing, I'm not going to move forward. That drives me nuts.
It's called being a professional victim.
Well,
and pro-vic.
You have to realize the majority of people who have this type of mindset believe that a person is who they are from birth until death. There is no change. There is no conscious ability for change to occur. So even though somebody may have been A in high school, their thought is that they're going to be A all the way until death.
Well, we just saw that with Kavanaugh, and there was no proof anything even happened in high school.
Yes, but the assumption that they 100% go against or go for is that there is no change. That somebody is born this way, whatever the way it is, and they will stay this way all the way until death. That somebody cannot, make a choice for themselves to better themselves, to change themselves, to do anything better, to go outside the realm, to go outside the box, to do anything. That they will, whatever their path is, that's a path they will go down, and that's a path they will always stay on. And other people need to accept their path, whatever that path may be.
Well, the bigger problem with that is that's great. I accept your path. I'm okay with it. But the problem is that they must interfere with everyone else's path and don't let anyone else do it.
But they also don't think that though anyone else can change their path.
Yeah, and that's what the problem is.
That's a baseline
And what if you're not okay with their path?
Yeah. And
what if you're not okay with their path?
Yeah, I don't have to associate people that I disagree with.
Yeah.
That's my choice.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a good thing to do.
That goes back to the Wiccan, to the whole Wiccan read and the pagan read. Is that's fine. You know, don't do what you will, harm none. So you know, if they want to do that, fine. But as soon as you start encroaching on another person's freedom, that's bad karma.
Yeah, but if I change my path, whatever that path may be, they don't like that. You know, because that goes outside their primary understanding is that I should be on this path and I will always be on that path. So if I change my path, that just screws with their worldview.
Right.
I guess. What if that person did some really bad stuff though in their younger years, and then are we just supposed to forget about that and just okay, this person's changed and stuff like that? Or
if they have gone through and accounted for and paid for that via what society has deemed is right, a right penalty for them doing that, then yes, I think we should accept that they have paid their dues.
And also there's a little wiggle room in there too. I mean, if you say you shoplifted a Walkman back in the 80s. Okay, that's a little different than getting a girl drunk and taking her behind the frat house and sticking your fingers up her crotch.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's room for, you know, you told a joke. Oh my God. I grew up in a hick town where the big thing was Polish jokes. Everyone was always telling Polish jokes. Okay, this is Northeast. Now, yeah, you know, you meet some people, and I ended up living in Manhattan, and I actually ended up meeting a lot of Polish people, and you know what? It's what it is. You know, you don't have to put yourself up on the cross because you told a joke when you were 17.
Yes.
However,
honestly, some of them don't know the best jokes because they've heard them all, and a lot of them. Well, that's the thing is a lot of them you learn just it's riffing humor, but you still feel bad about you don't. It depends on your company. It depends on who you're with too. Like if someone comes, I overheard you do this, but it's with a group of 3 other, you know, in this case Polish guys. You know, it really depends. So
I've sat at tables with people from different parts of the world, and we each told jokes about the other people that were there.
Exactly.
I mean, I've done this in bars in Vegas. It's like, you know, someone says, you know, the 2 black guys walking there, and then, oh my God, isn't that racist? I said, racist? I'll give you a racist joke. What's 10 inches long and white? Nothing. And then they're like, oh, that's not racist. Oh, yeah, I guess it is racist. Unless you use the new definition of racist, which means only white people can be bad, then yeah, that's racist. You know,
that is not well.
How many potatoes does it take to kill an Irishman?
How are you defining that as new? Like, what is your definition of new?
The
10 years, 20 years?
The SJWs have tried to change, just like they tried to change the word all to not mean all. They've made the new racist to mean only when a white person does it, because it's impossible to be racist against anybody else, which is complete bullshit.
I mean, because I've been seeing the definition of racism being anything that is done by a white person for probably ever since the 97, 98 era.
Well, in the 90s, it was broader.
Not in any dictionary I've ever read.
No, it's never in the dictionary, but in the 90s, it was
just from experience.
You just didn't do it.
Hold on a second. If it's not in the dictionary, then you know what? You just suddenly make up a new definition and say, because I say so, de facto, this is it? I mean, you're talking about the very basis of our language here. If I go into a dictionary and look up racist, it's like a thought or idea that places one race above another. Okay, it doesn't say black, white, yellow. As long as you are taking someone and putting them down based on their race, it is racist. Now it's like, well, you can't be racist against X people because you're white, and this is, you know, only be done if you're white, and all this. And it's like, it's all bullshit. Yeah. The thing is, they think they have this superpower to go and redefine our language culturally by outright rejecting the very foundation of it. Yes. How does that work?
Now here's the thing, okay? And I look at things by like I said, by environment, okay? So let's go back here. So let's go back to the 1960s, the civil rights era, right? Okay? And I try to get a gist when I hear like older people from that generation, how they feel against some white people.
Yeah.
And this is real. And you know, when they express their claims and their fears, or you know, well, you don't want to do that because they'll do this. And they're coming from a place from where in let's say this was 1965, right? And I'm just using myself as an example. If this is 1965 right now, first of all, I wouldn't even be living in the neighborhood I'm living in. I wouldn't be working the type of job I'm working in. And right now, what is it? It's 8:39 p.m. here on the Eastern. Who knows? There could be a burning cross outside my house. There could be someone coming after me just for no reason because I probably looked at someone that was a different color.
Yeah.
And I could be killed.
You definitely gotta watch out for the white women making accusations. I'm just saying. No, but I'm just putting a point out there. But no, I'm just putting a point out there at that place in time. So when you hear somebody that comes from that genre, they're speaking in that place. Now, if somebody, like you said, like in the 90s, right? Because let's be realistic. Okay, in the 90s, and like I said, racism will be forever. It'll never go away. Let's be realistic, okay?
I don't think that's accurate. I think on a long scale it will go away.
On a long scale, everybody's going to breathe so much that you can't.
It's not going to go. It's not going to go away in 6 months, okay? But in 100 years, okay.
I'll give more like 500 years, but yeah.
I'm gonna side with Charles on this. I mean, maybe in certain places, but not on the planet.
Yeah, well, seriously. And the only reason I say that, only reason I say that it would never go away is because here's the people that felt. Now let's look at it this way: the people that felt that way, and okay, our age group is like 30-ish, 20-ish, right?
40-ish.
40, getting close to 40.
Okay. So a lot of people in this cast, their parents were probably around in the 1950s, the 1960s, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
at
during
minimum,
that
grandparents.
Time, right, grandparents. Yeah. But during that time, the country was at a huge divide. Okay, yeah. Anybody who wasn't a white male, if you were black, if you were gay, if you were Hispanic, if you were a woman, you did not have certain privileges or rights, period. And that's just the way it was. Okay? And two, on top of that, you know, everybody being, you didn't have those privileges, but two, the people that did that back then, they taught that same garbage to their children.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And I'm not saying everyone, and I'm not saying every parent did that, because there were some people who were white that didn't agree with everything that was happening in the country at that time. But
and not all the children accepted the teaching.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of children rebelled against the parents.
Exactly. But then because at that time, even though they didn't agree, people were scared to die because if they didn't agree. Because there was a lot of people that were beat up, that were killed, that they don't talk about in the history books because they didn't agree with the way the country was running at that particular time. Yep. So now we come along, the 70s babies, the 80s babies, and the 90s babies in some cases.
Yep.
Now, depending on what your parent was like, or grandparent, if they believed in, like, say, white supremacy, 90%, unless they truly buy into, you know, some kids don't buy into what their parents are saying.
Yep.
And then there's some kids who live the letter of the law to what their parents are telling them. Okay.
And don't forget media education changed
too. I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, the Nickelodeon generation, there was a whole probably 5 years there was like rebel against your parents.
Well, no, I'm talking about the 60s, 70s, accept people. The cornerstone of the 70s, okay, the Coke ad. Okay, where I just want to buy the world of Coke and everyone's holding hands and you've got everything represented there. We put indoctrination of acceptance into our mass media. We had people, we had TV shows like Vegetable Soup. We had things like Sesame Street. We had things where we taught our kids, hey, it is wrong to do this. It is wrong, WRONG, to do this. Okay, they didn't have that in the 50s. They didn't have that in the 60s.
Yeah, 69. Sesame Street came out in 69. But what happened in 1969?
JFK and the moon landing?
No, I'm just saying. In the
Moon
60s,
landing.
it was
Woodstock.
No,
Woodstock happened. A lot of shit happened that
Oh
year.
yeah, that's true.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They were still killing, even after Dr. King died. There were still killings among and racism among not just blacks, but just anyone who was not. Depend on what state you lived in, because if you lived in the South,
it was much worse. Much worse down there.
I'm in Las Vegas. I can go 5 miles north and get killed for walking through a Mexican neighborhood. It's still there.
Well, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying again, a form of racism. But that's what I'm saying. It's a form of racism because right now, and I'll take you back to, and this happened to me in 1990. I was 10 years old, and I've told the story in the cast before. I was playing in my parents have a house in South Carolina. They always had a house in South Carolina. So we were playing in the yard, and these two white kids came up, and they wanted to play. We were playing football, having a good time. My mom made some food and stuff, like, hot dogs and stuff for the little kids. And the parent called both of their kids home, right? So at the time, I didn't know why they. And I asked one of the kids, I said, "Why are you going home? Why are you going home?" Because they looked upset. I said, "Why are you going home?" "Well, we can't come back over here no more because you're black."
And oddly enough, I know exactly how that fucking feels.
And then
because I'm from, because I'm from fucking New York.
Yeah,
and it used to be back in the 90s. If you went to go, when we went on road trips, like with our motorhome, because New York had such a bad reputation with muggings and rapings and all these other things, we would go play with the kids out in like the the RV parks, and we'd be having fun and whatever until soon enough it happened. "Hey, where are you from?" "Oh, we're from New York." And as soon as they hear that, as soon as their parents hear that, they wave them back over and they don't play with you anymore because they're afraid that you might do something.
But here's the thing.
I kid you not, that it happened so many times in the early 90s. It was just, it was horrible.
Wow. But here's the thing. My mother had to explain to me why those kids did that.
Yeah,
because
that sucks.
You see what I'm saying? Imagine explaining to your 10-year-old. Let's paint pictures here. And for those of you who can't have kids that's 10 or not, or at a young age or not, imagine explaining to your kid, "Hey, this group of people might not like you because of what you look like."
Yep.
Think about that. Something you can't change. You were born that way. But these group of people right here, sometimes they're not going to like you because of what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And again, now your kid has to I had to psychologically process that and realize that even to this day, there's some people that are not going to like me because of what I look like. Do I care? I'm an adult now. No.
Charles, I really wish you had some hair.
I love you. Even though you have a white supremacist haircut, I still love you, Charles.
I like it bald because it's cooler. And then, but the thing is, and the shampoo's amazing on the bald.
Yeah.
What?
But
you shampoo?
Yeah, you shampoo. You gotta breathe your scalp. Your scalp flake up. I'll look crazy.
What? Why don't you just use soap?
All right. Let me just back up a second. Black guys, there's something called ashy. Well, black guys have a problem with dry skin more so than white people do. And because
it's women too.
Black roommates, and also I have a problem with really dry skin. So like if I wear a black T-shirt, I'm flaking all over it. So my buddy George used to be a roommate of mine, black guy. I learned about lotion and the importance of moisturized. Anyway,
yes, and a water-based lotion, not a oil-based lotion. It's important.
Interesting.
But yeah.
But too, I only learned that from black guys.
But that's what I'm saying. These are things that that it's a daily. Like I go through on a daily. It's just that now I don't care, but now I have a little daughter. I have to teach, like, hey, there's people. I gotta have this conversation eventually one day. There's people that are not gonna like you, not because you did anything. It's just because that you look different from them. Because again, there's probably some parents that were born in 1980 that their parents taught them the same garbage that they have in their hearts now.
Yes.
and they're teaching it to their kids. So now that I got a little kid, I gotta tell her the truth.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? That's the sucky. That's if you want to like, you know what? Want to know what makes me sad? That's the sad part. That's the sucky part. I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the part and I have to have that conversation. You know, because if I don't, then I'm not preparing her for the world that awaits her, which hopefully through living how I live, I can help change it just a little bit and make it a little bit better, regardless how everybody else feels.
And see,
regardless
that's the thing.
what they want to do.
You plan for the worst and hope for the best.
That's it.
Hopefully Simone never has to experience it, but you want her to be prepared in case she does have to.
Yeah, just like my parents prepared me, and like I said, I lived a good life. You know, my parents made sure that I had the best of everything and stuff like that. And that's another thing. You know, people look at, people look at you and be like, oh, well, you didn't struggle because you look like this.
Yeah.
Or oh wow, you'd be surprised. Like some people be like, wow, you have both parents? Wow.
Yes. That is a huge thing.
You're not from the projects? Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And just to follow up on your point, I mean, one of my roommates back in 1999, I think it was. I mean, he was a black guy. He was a really good guy.
Yeah.
And first black roommate that I had, I just went to college, left the college, and needed a roommate, and he was available, and I said, cool. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I learned through him. Like his he was really close to his mom, but even more close to his grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And his grandparents, most people would call me racist for saying this, but his grandparents were racist. Like, but that was their world.
That was their world.
Yeah. And so they taught him that no white person is good. You have to watch your back. Just all the worst things you could imagine. So he grew up just hating white people.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Yeah. And then whenever he was like 16, 17, he met a white guy, and they ended up being best friends. You know? And then he was my roommate. But I didn't have any negative experiences with him, even though he had such a, what I would say a bad, not a bad upbringing, but bad
picture painted for him. A bad picture painted for him.
Yeah. But he was able to get past, what was taught to him and go by his experiences. Of course, there are racist white people out there, like heavily racist.
Crap.
But there are racist black people, and my gosh, Asian people. Like, there's a lot of racist Asian people.
What? I gotta. Okay, I used to work in this place called E-Trade, right? I was doing web app pen testing, right? So one day, it was cold. It was cold outside, and I went and got some pho, right? So
you got fudded up.
Yeah,
Pho is delicious.
And I eat. Yeah, it is. And I eat with chapsticks or whatnot.
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks. Well, it's just the way I pronounce it. Like some people tell me coffee, and I say coffee.
Yes, you've been hanging around the Bostonians too much.
New York.
No, New York. That's where I'm from. So I always mention it as coffee. So, and strawberry. But anyway, so I'm about to eat, right? So he's sitting there. He said, "Do you know what you're doing?" And I'm like, "Excuse me."
Oh.
I said, "Why would you assume?" He's like, "Well," I said, No, I get it." And I told him, I said, "You think because I'm not even Korean?" He said, "I'm not Korean." I said, so what are you? I asked him, I said, "Since you're going to insult me, what are you? Chinese? What are you, Vietnamese?" So then he was like, "Well, I'm Vietnamese." I said, "Okay. For your information, the people that live right across the hall from me in New York were Vietnamese." very good friends of mine.
CNN did.
Hold up.
And I want to educate you on something, son, because that's what I called him then. Because when people are ignorant, you have to correct them and educate them.
Yes, you have to go to their level, realizing that
you
they
can
need
do
to
it.
learn.
But you could do it. But here's the thing: you could do it in a non-violent and a non-yelling confrontational.
Wait, what?
So I just told him. I said, let me tell you something, son. I've met all people from all walks of life. So yeah, I know how to use Chinese food probably better than you, who is from that country. So don't ever assume that just because somebody looks a certain way, they don't know certain things.
Yes.
Just like you don't want me to assume that you know how to cook every menu on the Chinese menu because of the way you look.
Yep.
Speaking of cooking,
are we clear?
I like some fried rice.
Go to bed.
No, but I would never assume that because somebody looks that way.
Yeah.
You see me getting that?
Yeah.
But don't. That's all. You got it. When people get ignorant, and that's all I'll say. When people get ignorant and they get out of line, like you're seeing on online and everything else, and how it's certain people want to divide the community. They want to divide us like they're dividing the real world right now, right?
Yeah.
Like I know some people. Here's the thing: I know some people who are Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Now, I disagree with everything that they're. I respectfully disagree with everything that they stand for on their stance with that, right? But I'm not to the point where I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I don't like you. I'm not, because here's the thing. And even with religion, like I believe in Jesus Christ, but I know some people who are atheists. I know some people who are Buddhists. I know some people who are of different religions.
But you can still have a conversation with them.
Have a conversation. Some people I'm friends with. Yeah. Like I don't, because here's the thing. Again, we have to get back to this point. Everybody grew up different. Everybody comes up from a different background. And we have to get over this. Well, if you're not doing it my way, it's the highway mentality, because nobody has the right way.
Yeah,
we're all in this melting pot together. When it gets hot in I'm in Virginia, wherever that. Everybody's felt the sun before. Everybody's seen the moon. Everybody gets rained on. Everybody, you see what I'm getting at? Yeah. Everybody feels the same thing, same emotions. Only difference is our color and our personality.
And see, the big thing, a lot of people, whenever they start a conversation, they're trying to look for what the differences are, if they're of that mindset. Whereas people that are much more inviting and enjoyable to talk to are those who look for the similarities.
Yeah.
If you're a salesperson, are you ever going to make one sale if all you look for is the differences?
No.
Not one. Guess what you look for? The talking points, the things where you're similar, the places where you match, the things that meet. Those are the things that bring people together. Because if all you're looking for are the differences, that is what you're looking for, is to separate and just part everything for whatever your own decision process is.
Right.
Yeah. I could see you being a good salesman, Israel.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm not a bad one.
You have sold me on the right to life.
That's
you
right.
Your question, honey.
But yeah, I'm just super happy.
Charles, we have a rough point of it's a question
of contention.
Yeah, kinda. It has to do with something that just happened in the media, apparently.
What happened? What's the question?
So on CNN, they were discussing
Simon Tech.
Yeah.
They were discussing what in tech?
No, that's CNN was discussing Kanye West.
And they called him a token Negro.
Yeah.
How well would that go over if anyone else said that?
Not well, I guess. I don't think it would. They pick and choose who can say what, seems like.
Yeah.
It seems like they pick and choose. But here's the thing. Now he's a token because of what he believes. Whatever. If that's what he wants to believe, that's fine. I don't agree with his views, but I'm not gonna call him a name.
I'm definitely right of center, and I follow all sorts of black conservatives, online.
God, the black conservatives have the best podcasts, man.
Yeah, they're the most entertaining.
Yeah, most entertaining, honestly.
Some black guy's pretty cool. He's not exactly conservative. He's more central left. That guy T. I like all these guys, but even as a conservative guy, I'm not tying my vote to Kanye West. I think he gets too much shit, but he's not a person. I would not tie myself to Kanye West, even as a conservative.
No, me neither.
No. He's not too legit to quit.
Listen, Mr. Slavery was a choice.
Yeah, really.
He's not articulate, and I know that's racist. I know people consider it racist when you call a black person articulate, but Kanye, can we all agree that Kanye doesn't always think through what the hell is about to come out of his mouth?
No, I mean, honestly, a lot of people with money just don't.
And
they
I'm
get
a
a lot of the spotlight,
Kanye,
but they are not the appropriate philosophers of the day, even though the media portrays them as such.
Our 12-year-old just joined.
Hey, how's it going?
Real quick before we change the subject, I did want to throw out there. There was a really good book by, and he is a Christian guy, but his name's Ben Crenshaw. Probably
no one with the name Crenshaw can be trusted.
I agree.
Kimberly Crenshaw especially.
But he is of a different skin color, which gives him more credence than people named Adrian.
Is he a black guy?
Yeah, he's a black guy.
I'm not gonna make any comments because.
but his name's Ben Crenshaw, and the book was called Black Yellow Dogs, and essentially it was black conservatives and how a lot of the black community votes votes Democratic and label conservatives who vote Republican or don't 100% vote Democratic. But it was a good book, and I'd advise people read it if they ever have a chance.
I need to look that up because Kimberly Crenshaw, give me the term intersectionality.
No.
Say that again.
Intersectionality.
I am not.
Intersectionality.
Basically, all of modern SJWism. It was invented by a lady named Kimberly Crenshaw.
Any relation?
Here's the deal. My dad. By the way, this in his defense, my dad, he can tan, I can't. I inherited my mama's skin. My dad was so dark when he came back from Vietnam. He went to a nightclub in Louisville. And they said, "We don't want your kind here." So my dad can tan, I can't. But looking into the background, my dad was in the Marines, and at one point, he claims that someone said, "Charles Crenshaw, here," and two people stood up. One was a white guy, my dad. One was a black guy. It says, "Charles Edward Crenshaw." Both still said, "Here." I was like, shit, they look at each other. Now, Dad became Charles Edward Crenshaw, I think, the second, because the black guy was higher ranked than him. But they started looking into the background of the history of where the black Charles Edward Crenshaw came from. And by the way, I'm doxing myself here. You all can now. By the way, none of my bank questions involve my dad's name. In the background.
Oh, sure they don't. I'm just saying that.
That the black Charles Edward Crenshaw probably has ancestry in the plantation that my family owned in Kentucky. I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying that's what happened. So there might be a connection, but it's very tenuous at best. But wait, this other Crenshaw's name, what was the name of the book?
Ben Crenshaw.
I'll have to look up Ben Crenshaw.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Crenshaws out there.
Yes. I know quite a few.
Nice.
And that is my quick family history. of the Crenshaw line.
Cool.
Cool.
So there's a lot of white people who say, "Give us reparations, give us reparations," and they had no connection to slavery because they came here in the late 19th century, early 20th century. Yeah, my family did own a plantation. There you go.
Interesting.
I'm not avowing whatever they did, but you know.
No, yeah, you're just.
That is the history of my family, and there's a few of black families out there with similar names, and I don't know what else to say about that.
You guys might be related or something.
Well,
or is it just that they took on the last?
That's possible too.
There's a whole.
I got it.
That gets into a more tenuous topic.
Okay.
There's a whole Family Guy episode around this kind of thing where Peter finds out that his like great grandfather was owned by Lois's great grandfather on their plantation. The thing that people usually miss is like, wait, then how are you? Huh? Like,
Ben Crenshaw guy seems pretty cool. This Ben Crenshaw dude seems pretty cool though.
Nice.
Emily Crenshaw, I think she inadvertently started the biggest hate group of the last 20 years. But this Ben Crenshaw dude, I'm gonna look him up and check him out because he sounds pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely an independent thinker.
Anyway, continue with that cast. That's a little bit of too much of Adrian's family history.
and just for anybody who's following along in the show notes, we're still on DerbyCon 8 comments and wrap up.
Oh, seriously? That should have just been the show, man, because none of us were doing anything while we were at that con. Well, anything towards the show while we were at that con.
Hey, we're not talking about that.
We did come up with an impromptu water cooling system for overheating video device. I thought that was a great team effort.
That looks really cool.
Ice blocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, we put together a swamp cooler and got that thing cooled down like 5 minutes and rescued the James McMurray's talk because we lost the slides at one point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good save.
I want video sucks, man. Someone wants anybody can press record a camera, get lost. Me, like you haven't really done video at a con, have you, little bitch? Because
we had audio problems, we had heat problems, we had
yeah, I saw you improvised heat sink from one of my capture units.
It worked.
I need to
find very well.
I need to go for my stuff because I'm still missing like 2 capture units. I need to figure out where anything's at. I don't think anybody stole anything. I just think shit is misplaced and I don't know what it is. Anyway, continue on with the cast as is. Let me know when we get to the furries.
Furries is actually next after
the only 2 furries we actually have in the cast are not here.
Should you want to use the furry that showed up at the Outcast concert as a segue?
Well, I mean, I showed up early on as.
Well, that's right, you did too. We had a hedgehog.
Yeah.
We had a hedgehog furry at the con. Stacey Banks showed up.
Stacey Banks showed up.
Yeah, Stacey Banks showed up. Stacey, I was Stacey.
Got a picture of that somewhere here. Hang on.
Caprico, I have an unrelated question. I saw that like on some blow up thing that you were holding or something like that. Was it a sticker of a cockroach or was it like an actual cockroach that you had on that?
No, that was protein.
We haven't covered the memorial yet, have we? That happened 2 nights in a row.
All right, go ahead and talk about it.
It was beautiful. We walked past the Hyatt, and I didn't notice it at first. I was talking to someone over there, and the girl was like, "Oh, it's there already." I turned around, and there's like glow sticks and like little LED candles, and someone had gone to like Things Remembered or a trophy shop and actually made a plaque, like an actual plaque.
The plaque was freaking awesome.
Oh man, and there was cards. And a little bit later that night after the Vanilla Ice concert, there was probably 40 people. I got a picture, like 40 people showed up, and I gave a eulogy, and it was beautiful.
Eulogy?
They asked me to say a few words, so yeah, we said some things, and And then oh my god, and they just kept growing all night. And then of course, Smashburger took it down in the morning at some point. I feel bad for her open.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and
it
then,
wasn't
of course
like,
she did. And
like
then it
last
happened
year.
again the next night with even more people after Outcast. And
was
then
like-
next year,
That was like a 2-minute cleanup.
yeah. And when next year, what I'd like to do is I'd like to see if we can get the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor suites that are directly across from there, and just do a Trevor the Roach on the windows with dry erase marker, because then we could do a 3-story tall Trevor.
Yeah, I'm sorry to have a tweet this year. Luckily, for God's sake, God bless you, he let me use his suite as a MeadCon.
Yes.
And people
Yes.
kept showing up, and he was like, I didn't realize this is how many people show up.
Oh, yeah.
Karaoke, but we had MeadCon, and I'm happy. So thank you very much for God's sake for helping us out.
Thank you.
We should probably all pool
and
money
he was
together
very
and see if
cool.
we can get
Yes,
those
thank you.
next year.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about that next year.
Yeah. So to answer Greg's question, this thing that's on my screen now that I'm sharing, I ran across this at the Vanilla Ice concert. They had all these like little cockroach like plastic guys around, and they gave us all these glow sticks. So a bunch of
Mary.
those.
Mary,
Yeah.
you said that would be going too far.
Apparently I was wrong and howdy happened. I'm sorry.
Just started breaking apart glow sticks and taking or those like styrofoam glow like wands or whatever you want to call them. Start breaking them apart. I got a good pic of them. The blind hacker, I was with him. He's got some better pictures of it because that was a bad angle. He had a better angle on
blind
it.
hacker's awesome.
So there's a reason it's in the shape of a cross, also. I'd imagine.
Yeah. We were at the Vanilla Ice concert, and we were like, just walked right past this table. And we're like, okay, I need pictures of this.
Nice.
Hey, and I can confirm now, because last week I think we were talking about blind hacker, and I said, would it be insensitive for me to ask if he's actually blind or she? And come to find out, blind hacker is not like totally blind or anything, just has a little impairment, but yes, not blind.
Nice.
Very cool guy.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Yeah.
Here's
Any
Stacey
chance he
Banks.
knows how to fix a braille printer? Because I've been working on the stupid embosser like all day today, and it is giving me a giant ass headache.
He is not that blind.
Well, but does he know how to work on him? Because my client is completely blind, and half of the instructions are pictorial manuals.
Well, all I can say to that is, essentially our primary printer tech is Boris.
Have
So
you tried turning it on and off again?
yes, if you reach out to Boris, Boris knows everything about printers, and he can probably take care of it.
Okay, if we're still having issues when I get back from DC, because right now we're waiting for her friend's husband who's familiar with this printer to get back, because we're just not sure. We're not sure if it's a margins issue on the software end or on the printer end at the moment. So I almost got it working. I'm so close.
And if you reach out to Boris, make sure you tell him that Israel said he's the best printer tech he knows.
Did you respond to Boris the animal?
Yes.
Oh, shit. He'll back out. What's up, Pat?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Furries. Hit it.
I'm a little drunk right now, and I wish we actually have 2 furry cast members who are not on right now, which I feel bad about, so they can't defend themselves.
Who are partially closet furries.
So yeah,
and one is within the hurricane right now.
No.
They got a good excuse to not being.
Don't we have one that identifies as a dragon currently on?
No. I just play one on online. I got roped into that. That was not my choice.
When you go right down to it, furries are ultimately people who just like anthropomorphic animals. So if you think of the Disney Robin Hood movie from I think the 60s, that is what they are into.
That and animal cocks.
That's cool. They get a bad rap, partly because here's what the thing that brought furries to the public attention was a season 3 episode of CSI about furries.
Was there X-Files episode 2?
Was that?
I think there was an X-Files episode 2, wasn't there? Where that ended up.
If you can
I will look that up real quick.
I thought there was an X-Files episode. I thought it was X-Files where they eventually realized that there was like a furry convention or some shit, and how the guy got killed was like mauled by a bear or something crazy.
Look it up and put it in the show notes.
No, wait a second. I have been to a furry convention. I was dragged to one. I have seen some shit.
All right, then we see my creek spill. Then we'll talk about furries. The furries in general are just people like anthropomorphic animals. Like usually furry animals, like a lot of wolves, maybe some bears, raccoons.
Huskies are very popular for some reason.
I also call people scalies sometimes, and that's more of an invented term because some people are into anthropomorphic reptiles, but they're doing that. But some of them get a little weird. Like in general, they're not like other kids. In general, they don't believe they are part of this particular animal type. They just like Bugs Bunny or some shit like that a little more than the average person. That said, there are people like Further who like to have sex while dressed as animals.
Fursuiting.
And I wish representative furries on the channel to defend themselves. I don't think that's as common as some people make it out, because I think the furries probably get a bad rap. There's also people like, apparently SJWism is seriously taking off in the furry community. So there are people like the Antifa, as an Antifa. Well, fuck Antifa, they didn't go after anybody to the right of linen. Then there's the furries, which the name by itself you might think are Richard Princeton supporters, but generally there's people who are against SJWism and furdom. And there's this thing called the fursuit and fursana. The fursuit is what they dress up in when they go to these furry conventions. And the fursana is what animal they are. For instance, if I was a furry, I'd probably be a raccoon.
I think you'd be a hedgehog.
I think you'd be a hedgehog too, Adrian.
But that's because my buddy Stacy's a hedgehog, and I keep trolling her. I am personally not a hedgehog. I am more of a raccoon because I am lostness and will steal your shit.
And you like to wear a mask and you're a bandit.
This picture proves otherwise, Adrian.
Yeah, there is a picture of me dressed as a hedgehog. But I personally don't identify with the hedgehog. So if I wasn't a raccoon, yeah, I'd be a hedgehog because hedgehogs are adorable creatures. All of them. All the various species of hedgehogs, the European ones, the Asian ones, the African ones, they're all adorable.
Speaking of hedgehogs, how is my hedgehog laptop treating you?
Well, it's very cute. And I haven't used it since DerbyCon, but thank you for doing all the drawing work because that's awesome.
Yep.
Now, Sonic the Hedgehog is its own furry fandom section.
It is. It's its own.
Wow.
Sonic is
a Sonic hate there.
You think there's an opinion to be had there somewhere?
Here's the thing. I tried to look up cute hedgehogs so I control Stacey Banks, and I look up hedgehog doing something, and it's always a lot of shit with Sonic doing some bullshit. I don't like Sonic. Sonic is not a cute hedgehog. I want a real hedgehog doing something like Stacy says, I'm going to go play soccer. I want to find a fucking African pygmy hedgehog playing soccer. That's what I want. But no, Sonic gets in my fucking way.
Your Google Foo needs to increase.
I've gotten better Google Foo, and I still troll the fuck out of Stacy with hedgehog.
You just need to give me a pet hedgehog so I can take pictures of it.
Oh my gosh.
Any minute now, you're gonna see it.
Oh,
I saw hedgehog because, unfortunately, well, if they have a very long lifespan, they live for like.
Come on.
But hedgehogs, they only live for like 4 or 5 years, and I'd be heartbroken when my hedgehog dies.
Yeah.
So that's why I avoid getting a hedgehog pet. Because I'd be heartbroken when the little freaking thing dies.
Adrian.
If it was female, I'd call it Stacy. If it was male, I'd call it Keach.
You'd call it Nate.
Story.
Hey.
But anyway, the furry fandom kind of got major notice in the popular media in 2003 when CSI covered them. And there's actually a whole diatribe on YouTube about where CSI got it wrong. But essentially, if you get to the basis of it, I think the furries get too much hate. Basically, people just like anthropomorphic animals. So, Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, all that kind of stuff. But to all people who are some refer to as perverts, who like to do sexual things while they're in their fursuits.
Like diaper furs?
And there's also baby furs, diaper furs, who do weird shit.
ABDLs are very much
very
weird
base.
shit.
Furries are just people who like anthropomorphic animal cartoons. That said, we'll move on to the general discussion about furries if you want to. Have at it. I wish all resident furries were here, but unfortunately, they're apparently doing something else tonight.
What they're probably
Yeah, we
doing
know
is
what they're
enjoying themselves and not hurting anybody.
True.
Oh, by the way, also
They're probably getting furred up.
Also, as far as I can tell, are furries who reject SJWism in the furry community, and those anti-fur who are people who are like far leftist types in the furry community. But that's all I have to say about the furry community in general. Everybody else, insert your dialogue, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the cast.
So, so furries don't like to have sex with actual animals, just people dressed up as animals.
That depends on the furry.
Most furries don't really do the sexual stuff while in character. Only some do, and of those some that do, there is a very tiny minority that actually do enjoy bestiality. I have met a few. They are fucked in the head.
Well, the average furry is just someone who likes anthropomorphic animals cartoons.
Yeah.
In general. But there are some extremely weird people, as if with any group.
I mean, when I first heard about furries, it just seemed like another, and it was like the more minority. What I know now is the minority of people that do it in a sexual sense. It's just like, all right, cool, like you can do that. It's just like a more way out there version of like role play.
Yeah, but wait, the Yiff thing in the title comes from if you're having sex while in your fursuit, it's apparently yipping.
Yep.
Yipping? Some places, there's a Yiff pile where some people have orgies or having sex as their persona. I'm guessing this is pretty rare, but this is yipping.
So that's why you're supposed to yip like you mean it.
Makes
Yes.
I've seen furries in Nazi suits, so there are definitely trolls among the furry community.
I just had a picture of that stepped there a second ago to show you. You know, the thing is, everybody has their thing, and I have this great meme with a picture of a God figure, and it says, "God knows what turns you on," and he's got like both thumbs up.
He's a sick fucker.
But it's like, when you think about it in large scale, okay, a person who wants to put on a furry costume and run around making funny noises is not really doing anything that horrible.
Yeah, I'll take them over SJWs any day.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll definitely hang out with a furry before the SJW.
Yeah, like it's just a
dude. Gets me about the alt-right, especially.
Well, you don't have a choice. You don't hang out with an SJW. You actually sit there and openly repress it.
You're just
Your existence apparently is openly oppressing.
There's an alt-righter named Millennial Rose. I don't think the guy's totally hateful, but he says some stupid shit sometimes. Like he would rather live in an all-white country with SJWs who are white than a country that's mixed race and people share his political opinions, other than the whole racial thing. And I'm like, are you fucking ironic? I could live in a mostly middle class black neighborhood, and everybody around me is fucking cool as hell. I like them.
Nope.
I don't want to live in a little SJ neighborhood.
My gosh.
I live in a black, a lower middle class black neighborhood right now. Everybody's fucking cool. I like these guys.
I want to go back to the old school hacker days.
Who would work?
Sorry. Allergies are hitting me again. I want to go back to the old I want to go back to the old school hacker days. where it didn't matter what the fuck you were. You you went to some place, you dumpster dive for some parts, you go to the used electronics shop, and you all go back to the warehouse and you build some crazy shit, and you have a good time.
And it depended on who. The guy who won was whoever popped the other one's system first.
And it wasn't even about that. Sometimes it was about, it wasn't even about winning.
I know.
Like, we had back in my day, we put but this is before inverters were a thing. Okay, we actually got our hands on an inverter, and it was the size of a small refrigerator.
Wow.
And we put it in a guy's car, and we ran an Amiga 500 off of it.
Stop! You're making my nipples hard.
We just live streamed with a laptop plugged into my cell phone for 5 hours the other day.
Yep. We had the station wagon that had Christmas tree lights all over it, and a giant tube TV and an Amiga 500 in the back. And
I know, that's incredible. See that?
We would drive around, and people would be like going, "What the absolute fuck is this?" And we'd be playing Talking Heads and drinking 2 liters of Coke, and God damn, bring that shit back, man. Bring that back.
Hey, don't lie. It was Jolt.
No, it was Coke. This predates Jolt. This predates the days of Jolt Cola. This is when it was still Coke.
Grandpa's telling stories again.
Oh.
Don't dox him. He's a good kid.
You go to hell. You go to hell and you die.
Timmy.
I mean, this is back before there was classic Coke. This is back when Coke came in 1 liter glass bottles.
Wow. That's,
but I don't want to go into a hackerspace now because it's like, oh, are you white? Because we have a mandate to have 22% non-white females in this hackerspace, and you would offset our percentage. I'm like,
that's the thing. Really? Even out of hackerspace?
Some of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. They're bringing back segregation. It's their thing. We just got rid of it, and they want to bring it back.
That was so appropriate.
Oh my god.
So this podcast, I'm assuming, is just like sidetracked to hell at this point.
We're gonna get back on track. Don't worry.
We just want the old days back. That's why we do things like this, man.
Yeah.
This is why I put the breach report first.
This is why we have the vulnerability and breach report stuff.
Why don't we just give it and have an SJW watch report at this point?
I mean, that's
because
what it was.
Then the podcast would go on for 8 hours every freaking week.
Dude,
and then we would monetize it. Woohoo!
Become the next Ben Shapiro, man.
Honestly, that might not be a terrible idea.
That would be an entirely different podcast.
And then cons would pay us to go there and have a panel live.
No, they would not.
We'd get shit thrown at us. I can guarantee that.
We'd have Antifa showing up at cons.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
You know what? That's always good, clean fun.
I think the guy who was wearing the manga hat at DerbyCon with me then, because I think I'm not gonna say his name, but y'all know who he is.
Yes.
And that's a large motherfucker. Like I have let loose on the overeating and less working out, but he could. Ain't no one's threatening his ass. I've never seen any Antifa person ever who would threaten that motherfucker.
No.
Get his ass knocked out.
Yeah, because he's what, probably 6'1", 6'2".
What you got to do is get
the
right mega hat.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Get the hat that says "My associates get arrested."
I wanted to do one that said "Make art great again." I want to do a whole string of alternate themes.
Anytime someone gets, I would call it racial violence because he's half Mexican.
Nice.
Did I really just hear a cricket?
Yeah, I thought I did too.
You probably did. I'm outside.
Well, way to go, Mary.
Sorry.
We all know the guy wearing the manga hat, I think.
There were a couple.
I
guys.
don't.
I don't know who it was.
Oh, never mind. Anyway, the guy wearing the mega hat he's half Mexican.
Yes.
You're talking about the one at Hope, right?
No.
No, Derbycon.
There were a couple. There were a couple
I
guys.
wasn't there.
The guy at Derbycon who was wearing the mega hat is half Mexican.
Did somebody like I know he was wearing it and one other person.
Well, this is the
did
thing.
anybody actually complain?
Yes, they did, and this is the thing that there were actually people that were like that were blaming Adrian, saying that was his prank that he organized. And I'm like, no, he didn't. The only prank, the only prank that Adrian organized was he told us all to call him Stacey Banks when he came around in the hedgehog suit.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
It had nothing to do with the mega hat.
I did culturally appropriate the hedgehogs, but that's the only prank I did.
Speaking of which, did you guys know that Amanda was the one wearing the unicorn outfit?
I found
Not surprised.
Yeah, because I didn't know until afterward.
I was wondering who that was. I'm like, that is an awesome unicorn outfit, and
Yes.
that's cool that it was Amanda.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
I got blamed for shit that I had nothing to do with. I don't care if you wear a manga hat. That's fine. Do it.
Whatever.
You do you. You wear a Hillary hat. Okay, you're supporting someone who's an avowed part of a hate group. But okay, that's your right tag.
I wear a Justin Trudeau hat. Just kidding.
Anybody can be part of a hate group, and you wouldn't even know it because someone's going to define any group you belong to as a hate group.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually saw last night. I saw something I had never seen before: an anti-Che Guevara meme.
Yes, there was a No More Shea Day. It was yesterday. It was an actual holiday. Apparently.
When he got killed.
Yeah.
It was the anniversary when he got killed.
Yep.
Weird.
That's okay. Peta doesn't like me either.
They can fuck off. Jay was a rapist, a homophobe, and all sorts of other shit the far left rails against. But somehow they still wear t-shirts of the bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was
and out here in Vegas, I used to make fun of them on First Fridays.
Mass murderer.
It was just like, what the fuck are you supporting by showing him, you know?
Yeah.
I think that we should all just give up and buy the t-shirt that I have up for sale right now.
What is it?
It just says, fuck your narrative.
I would buy it, but I am around people that
says, make sweet, sweet love to your narrative.
You always got to get both sides. That's just it's profit.
Scientologists will be after you for that one.
Yeah, because their love isn't sweet.
Well, no, sweet, sweet love is, Chef, and Chef is a Scientologist, and there you go. I'm just going the long way around.
Okay, so we good with the furries?
I think that's good enough for furries for one day.
We are good with the furries.
Our furry cast members weren't here for the damn furry discussion. I feel bad about it.
Hey, they're cut off.
We'll get there. All right.
Charles.
For next week, by the way, because I'm running out of groups.
Charles, wake up. You there? Charles. Everybody summon Charles. 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 Okay. Charles is dealing probably with a baby.
Yes.
So we will go to, I think Greg threw this on here, open source decentralized social media.
Yes, that was me. I guess it would have been good to bring it up during the Google Plus thing. Anyway, so
throw Charles's down after that. Maybe we can hit him later.
So Diaspora and Mastodon are two open source decentralized social medias. I guess the way they work is that you can set up a server if you like. I'm not sure about Mastodon, but for Diaspora you can set up a server. People would connect to your server, and then it'd just be like a way people could communicate, however servers work. And I think also one of the benefits of Diaspora is that it is accessible over I2P. I was going to try that, but I2P was being a little slow. So yeah, it's cool alternative to Twitter, Facebook, etc. and yeah, the stuff, there won't be as much censorship and stuff like that. So yeah, I would look into Diaspora and also Mastodon.
Tell us a little bit more about it. Like, are these like similar to Discord, or like whenever it comes to the social aspect of it, like what are they similar to?
Sure. So I just started using Diaspora. I have not used Mastodon.
I've used Mastodon. It's
Okay.
like it's like Twitter. It's basically Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that Diaspora is kind of like Facebook. I would say kind of like Facebook, kind of like Twitter. You have a feed, so I guess it's kind of like Twitter and Facebook in that sense. But yeah, you basically post whatever, and it'll go to a feed. You can follow certain people. You can follow them based on acquaintances, friends, family, and then there was another group. But yeah. I guess the only problem with Diaspora is it's kind of like everybody's it's a bunch of tech, nerdy, geeky kind of people. So it's kind of like it almost feels like you're doing work or whatever when you're going on there. There needs to be more like memes and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd say it's like kind of like a Facebook and Twitter, I guess, is Diaspora.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's weird. I remember somebody mentioning Mastodon and some guy and some weird shady shit in a podcast, but it's all a blur since I listened to so many. But there's Mastodon and something else this guy was involved in, and apparently whoever runs it or whoever, some weird shit. I don't know.
I will. I think you're talking about Will Wheaton decided to quit Twitter over some. There was some protest that he wanted people to quit Twitter for at least 30 days or whatever, and then he went to Mastodon, and then and kind of like people were saying earlier in the podcast, where there's the group of guys, and the one guy is trying to kind of socially signal that he's a male feminist or whatever, and then he goes back to the women, and the women say, "We're not giving you a cookie." Well, that was Will Wheaton with the very far left on the federated Mastodon servers. They basically decided he was a very terrible, horrible person who had committed unspeakable crimes, and he got banned off of Mastodon.
Well, I guess they told him to shut up, Elsie. Also, hi, Bernie!
Yes, Bernie's here.
It's possible to be banned globally off of Mastodon?
It's possible to be banned off of the instances that.
Okay.
I don't know. I know it's called the Fediverse. It's a bunch of federated servers. So like whoever runs a server could ban you, or
okay,
ban your account on that server.
So basically IRC.
Well, it sounds like
something similar to. And my understanding is that Mastodon is basically overridden with like the SJW far left right now. So I don't know.
Very, very heavy SJW. I do have an account. I am on over there, but I just try not to touch on politics. And if I use it at all, we're allowed to promote business on it. So I mostly just keep art to that and try to stay out of any political discussions.
Hey, Mary, are you avoiding the mosquitoes?
Windows open. So it's
okay.
not.
So no, you're not.
Today I was out at.
It's too cold. They won't to sleep.
Yeah, I don't remember getting bit once while I was down there. Up here, they feast on me.
I got out at Lapping Park today. I was getting torn up by the fucking mosquitoes.
Damn.
Here in Southern Indiana, mosquitoes are out in full force.
The chickens eat the larvae in the buckets, and I try to refresh the buckets at least every other day if they're too full.
Well, that explains it.
And and on a side subject, real quick, Jindu, your accent went from what sounded to be Irish to normal.
Yeah, I'm just all over the place.
But who I'm thinking is he's South Central Indiana.
So you're not too far from me.
No, I'm up by Chicago.
Oh, you are? Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, I just drove him home yesterday. So.
Oh, okay. I thought he was close to you.
Like always up by Chicago, or did you start
I'm up by Chicago, or I'm on the farm. So,
where did you start off and grow up?
I grew up in downtown Joliet.
In South Joliet.
Downtown Joliet.
Where's
Yeah, but
Juliet?
isn't you said something about you want your family's like part of Australia? You have like some. You probably picked it up from your parents.
No. My family's from all over Europe, but I'm definitely Irish. Irish is one of the most recent.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned not to ask that question when I was working at Staples because, yeah, it turns out somebody didn't have it wasn't from another country.
Oh no! Please ask me where my ancestors are from, but it's going to be a long.
Nice.
So what you're saying is you're just a straight up mutt.
Oh yeah, I can actually trace the French side back about 1,000 years. So.
All those dirty, dirty French.
But yeah, he did like to cut people in half and steal a lot of money. So that. And my Irish side was a bunch of criminals and that. So.
Hey, that's the fun side. That's what I want to hear about.
You trace it back to France, or what part of France?
I am related to the Capetian dynasty, which became before the Bourbons and that.
Well, what part of France is that from, though?
I'm descended from the Viscount of Milan.
No, what part? As in what region?
Geography.
Milan. Yeah. So I think it's northwestern.
Well, they're actually one of the 6 Gaelic tribes did settle up there. The Bretons. They settled up in the northern coast of France. So you got the Irish, Scotch, Manx, Welsh.
Oh, my Irish is actually from the Norman invasion. Part of it. They were the crazy ones.
Yep.
They'd be the crazy ones.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. There are quite a few down in Australia because they sent all the criminals there. So
yeah.
Is it your island?
You guys
I
might
like
get
to
a kick
visit.
out of
I love Australia.
You guys might get a kick out of this since we're talking about Irish guys.
Always.
When I was at DerbyCon, I was sitting down next to a guy, and I noticed he had
a kilt on.
No, it wasn't. He'd be Scottish if it was that.
No, Irish have kilts too.
Irish have kilts too. But he had European tobacco, and he was rolling a cigarette. And I'm like, "You're European," because that is a definite trademark with those guys. And he said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "I'm Paddy the Irishman."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, my parents are on shrooms."
Bunch of fucking Irish hippies.
I'm like, wow, that kind of sucks. He's like, yeah, it's fine, but it's always fun to open up with that story.
So Gendo, are you a redhead?
No, God, no.
Oh man,
I am Scottish, but I'm not.
The mug went the wrong way, didn't it?
Actually, I say I have more Italian features than anything, and that's from my mother's father.
So you're 3'4".
No.
No, that's the Irish. I'm one of the tallest people.
Oh, so you're a giant midget.
Giant.
I'm a giant, angry dragon Irishman.
Nice.
No.
Oh, so you got the big ears too.
You guys
Yeah,
are
we
all
had an
white.
elf, a dwarf, and a hobbit. That was entertaining.
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys are all white. You're not all the same.
Yeah,
Hey, screw you. I'm a Polak.
Go say that to an Irishman and say you're not the same as an Englishman. Oh boy, you're gonna
You don't want to do that. Oh God, no.
Check it out.
Actually, I'm part Polish too. I think it was Don Gusti and Padagorski. Something, Jesus.
And they originated from the middle part of Africa, right?
Who?
The part that was Polish.
Oh God, I don't even know. I traced one of my ancestors from Austria, and 40 years later they died in Scotland, and this was back in the early 16th century.
Okay, well that's it. I mean, you are the melting pot.
I hope you're using more than 23andMe. I hate to break it to you, but I don't think that website is completely 100% accurate.
Oh no. I remember reading that they were
Or Ancestry.com.
Yeah, they were inserting data at 23andMe saying that you're like 0.5% sub-Saharan African to people who even weren't, because they were worried about white nationalists or some crazy shit. I don't like falsifying data, even if it's for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Man.
Well, you got a good attitude, so I like you.
Also, my entire family tree that I know of is on Ancestry because I helped put together with my aunt and Jesus.
Hey,
Yeah.
you put together with your aunt and Jesus?
Well, actually, I probably could. It goes back that far, just about.
I have no memory.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Man, I wish Jesus would help me out with some of that stuff. That'd be awesome.
I did the ancestry thing, and it matches up pretty close with what we know about ourselves. So it's like, okay, I mean,
It's
I like
kind of
that
like the
little
Mormons. The Mormons are very serious about
Yes.
keeping those records straight. So
yeah.
it's
Well, there's
usually
no
pretty
Mormon for
accurate.
us, at least, but yeah.
You know, the best records I found were my Danish part of my family.
Yeah.
It goes back 10 generations. So I'm like, what is this?
Wait, was that like a French Danish?
No, it's Danish. It's like apparently there were no wars in Denmark.
Oh, so it wasn't as tasty.
They always
like
paid
West
the
Sugar.
Ware Guild.
What's going on?
Yeah, say it again.
I was going to say the Danes stayed out of wars because historically, at least one of their kings had the policy of, hey guys, instead of invading us, we'll just pay you money to go away.
Or they'll give them breakfast pastries and diabetes.
Yeah, that was you know. But it wound up being called Danegeld, the Danish money. So the Vikings would just stop by Denmark and be like, "So, where's the money?" And they'd give it to them, and then the Vikings would go on and raid someplace else.
Nice.
Yep.
So is the Bank of Northern Europe.
Pretty much.
Hey, they gave us Lego too. I'm very happy about that.
Gave us Lego.
Hey, real quick over on YouTube, howdy Hank Moody. He said hello from Russia. Thank you for thank you for uploading the videos of the conference.
No problem. I assume that's to me.
Yes.
And though a lot of my video crew is actually on the cast, now that I think about it.
Yep, I was a freeloader. I paid for a ticket.
Yeah. Well,
No, you didn't.
Charles did video. Mary did video. Anybody else? Oh yeah, Gentoo, you did video, right?
Yes, thank you.
Liz
Liz did video, but
yeah,
he was on the chat, right?
He's not here right now, but he did.
But I recruited heavily for my cast to do video. I'm glad you liked it, and thank you much. And
God bless Mother Russia.
Rally/RDU. Is that the right acronym? It changed.
Sorry.
I scheduled a flight and everything, and after that, it's HackerCon, which HackerCon apparently mentioned me in the WCon talk about. If you're going to do a con, get to become friends of Adrian so to come do your video. Like, okay.
Well, and then Bill was kind of poking me. So you're coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? Because I think we need more people to cover the video. And I'm like, I don't know, but if you need me, I'll go. So
talk to whoever does the video. I said, well, I do the video, but I don't know who does the volunteer work. So don't do that, but I'd be glad to have you because I don't want to train new people how to do shit.
HackerCon's the one that's out in like the Virginia area, right?
Yeah, West Virginia, up in Charleston, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
If you hear banjos, I suggest running.
Hey,
That's Georgia.
Every time I hear banjos, my ass clenches up.
I think it was actually for AID, Appalachian Institute for Digital Evidence. It's happened about 6 months different. It's from Marshall. It's in It's not in Charleston. It's in what city is Marshall in? Shit.
It's Charleston.
It's also Charleston?
Yeah, it's the capital. It's Charleston, West Virginia.
But Marshall University is not in Charleston.
I thought they were, but they're all like right up there, aren't they?
Nope. I don't remember. Anyway,
that's where it was last time.
There was a running joke because me and Info's sister, we were crashing at Bill's place, and we were like cat corner on the couches. I made a joke about I've only been in West Virginia for 3 hours, and I'm always sleeping with my sister. Because his sister was this way on the couch, and I was this way on the couch, and well, there you go.
Marshall well, you nearly killed me in Samwise last year at DerbyCon, putting the temperature down to like 40 in your room.
Well, it was fucking. I'm a big fat hairy white boy. I like it cold.
That was to make sure everyone conserves body heat.
Yes, us Northern Europeans like it cold.
Jesus, y'all bunch of
yeah, we
Yankees.
do.
I have a question about the different videos that are up on your website, Adrian. Are the mental health talks up on your website or on YouTube or anything like that?
Record that
Okay.
particular,
Okay.
room.
Fun fact.
And to
Ask me,
like,
but some
yeah,
people-
plus another part of that, a lot of that could potentially become sensitive information.
True,
Yeah.
true.
And so, just in a general sense, it's probably better that those aren't recorded and not up.
that was all folks as well. But wait, Huntington, that is where Marshall University and AID is, Appalachian Institute for Digital Evidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
HackerCon / Secure Virginia happens in Charleston. And technically, we were all founded. That con was actually founded at the same event that DerbyCon was founded at, the All Metasploit class. They just happened to get those off the ground first because they teamed up with a gaming conference.
How big is that con?
Like 200-300 people, maybe.
The biggest it's ever been is about 300 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice and cozy.
So
yeah, I mean, if you want to go, I'll take you.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
So on the mental health talks, I did record Charles's talk that he did because it was a little less sensitive, and he also was very glad that I recorded it, and I'm actually uploading it to him right now for him to.
If you want me to post it, send me some links tomorrow, and I can also link it up and get it.
Yeah, we're gonna run it by Amanda first to see if she's okay with it, because that was her spot, and I kind of did it kind of ad hoc while I was sitting there in the room, and I don't know if she wants all of those talks up or any of the talks up at all, because a lot of them were very sensitive and kind of more of a forum based kind of.
Understandable. Just let me know, and I'll be glad to promote it.
And I did want to come back to Amanda's stuff real quick. The mental health talks. There was a lot of positive feedback from that, not only from other cons, but also corporate side. So it's looking like there may be the opportunity for it to go to other cons. And my only hope with that is that it still has, somebody with the mindset of Amanda running it, that there's not a heavy SJW influence on it. But as long as it stays within, kind of that mindset of actual help, not hate, type of thing, I think it could be a good thing. But she posted out and asked for ideas on like a more official name, like a better name for it. And I thought of a name, and I was like, it's mental health. I was like, Gray Matters.
I like that.
I was like, okay, yeah, Gray Matters.
That would be good.
And I was like, that would be a really good one. So I get on, and somebody, like the very first freaking response somebody else put was Gray Matters. I mean, good for them.
Nice.
That's so annoying.
See, because of the whole hacker fiend thing, I thought one flew over the cuckoo's egg.
Oh, that would be even. Oh man,
that gets a little archaic. Going back to like
that's putting the old in old school right there.
Yeah. Back to the 70s there, Adrian.
Oh, it was the 80s, wasn't it? The whole
the Cliff Stoll thing. It was back in the 80s.
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The movie is from the 70s.
That's true. Yeah,
right.
I'm combining the two. Also said something about mixed nuts as being a name, but
hey, that gift was good though.
I obviously, if you know me, you know I have various mental problems.
Yes, we know you have a lot of mixed nuts.
But egads, I would like to see more coverage of can certain insane people leave other people the fuck alone.
Yes. Well, that's taking a large assumption.
Isolation
They,
is
in fact, are sane.
Well, I'm not sane, but I mean,
no, but you said that certain sane people leave
I would
others
like
the
to
fuck.
be left alone by people who go after vendors because they offer a beard comb and not a tampon dispenser.
I was very disappointed nobody offered Caprico a tampon dispenser.
All you've got to do is
Do you want me to needle felt you a tampon dispenser? Would that make you feel better?
Don't do it.
Badass focus.
I'm gonna. Let's just show. No, we're not doing that.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what sucks? I think I left my beard comb back at the hotel.
Oh, look at you.
So yeah, now
I
I
might
need
have 2 or 3 of those because I thought they'd be perfect for combing wool.
I've got a spare
Hey guys.
Hey, you're back.
Oh, now you're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just trying to get Simone to kind of take it down.
Peace out.
One level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's progress on with the show notes. We bumped you down to number 5, and we are now at number 5. Bumping that buffer.
Yes. So just give me a minute while I get the demo. I get everything in order. So let's just chat for a few.
Okay. And on a side note, Adrian, is there a way that we can, even if other people talk, make Charles the solo presenter?
Yeah, if Adrian clicks on
me a
Charles's
second.
icon,
I just clicked
when
on
he's-
Charles.
Yeah,
Okay.
if he has Charles selected, it'll only show his screen then.
His beautiful bald head is currently visible, even though, as we all know, since baldness has been appropriated by the neo-Nazis,
Yes.
he will ultimately grow his hair out.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness!
I think he's actually maybe trying to infiltrate the neo-Nazis.
Well, but you know something? Let's talk. Okay, so you guys have learned so much about me over the few days of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that
hell
thing
yeah.
you do with your nostrils, that was amazing.
That's kinky.
What?
What?
I was with him in the hotel room. I had no what?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. You were with him in the hotel room?
He stayed with me. Yeah. But no. Well, as Cap learns, I'm a morning person.
What did you do to conserve body heat? What?
No. But as
yeah.
you learn, I'm a morning person. Now,
Yeah.
crazy story. I had a little too much mead the first time. And I came home. I came back to the hotel. I was done. And I know for some reason, like I fell asleep, and then when my eyes opened, I was like, okay, woo, I'm ready to start the day. So Cap's looking at me like,
Sorry, bro.
I'm like, how the hell are you?
I'm like, how are you fine? Like I was I went out. I think that was the night I ended up at 4th Street and was just completely just hammered. And when I got back,
We drank a
You're
lot.
welcome.
yeah, it was good. And I get back and Charles gets up at like 6.
I introduced Cap to the right people to buy him pleasantries.
Oh my gosh! There was one point that night. So the night that the morning that he's talking about, the night that preceded it, I at one point had a beer in one hand, all fine, and then a guy that I met from Microsoft walked over and gave me a Red Bull, vodka Red Bull. So I had both of these drinks in my hand, and I'm like, no.
Cappy's over there double fisting it.
Yeah,
he
I'm like
was.
at this like weird like country. It was this country bar that they had like dancer. They had.
Don't lie,
had,
you
like,
liked it.
I did like it. It was fun because the dancers and some of the bartenders were doing Ugly Coyote and everything. So that was awesome. Jason, Israel, Jason and I just looked at each other at one point and we were like, where the hell are we?
Yeah, I don't get to see all the shit that goes around DimmyCon because I do all the video and I drink too much. That's granted, but I get tired. I go to sleep. I don't see what else is going on around the con.
Yeah,
like I missed.
Don't worry, we took pictures.
I missed the Vanilla Ice concert, and I missed the Offspring concert.
Well, I didn't do the Vanilla Ice I didn't go to the Vanilla Ice concert. I was getting ready for the pre-show the next day.
Yep.
That was one reason why I didn't go. But still, yeah.
So I was at Vanilla Ice, which was awesome. But my wife was there. I had my almost 1-year-old son there. I had my almost 1-year-old son in a stroller, like a smaller one, not like a massive, huge one. And he knocked out before we went in. And one of the guys, like, security checking whatever stuff, handed me some earplugs. So while he was asleep, I got the earplugs in both ears. His head still tipped over, like, yeah, I'm out. Into the concert, we were in there for like an hour and a half. I'm rocking it back and forth. He never woke up. I had probably 15, like 45 to 60-year-old guys, like walking up, taking my picture with him. Like, oh, I gotta show this to my wife. They're never gonna believe it. Like, I won being a dad. It was awesome.
He's a cute little dude, so I can understand.
I have a concert story with my poor kid.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
He knows. He was right behind us.
I saw this.
So they decide, they're like 14, 15 years old. They decide they want to be up in the front, like during Offspring. So I kind of followed them up just because I had this feeling. And so they get in and they start going. I'm fine with it. And I got my phone out and we're doing the thing. We're rocking to the concert. And then about 2 rows in front of me, I see some geniuses picking this guy up to start crowd surfing. I just go, oh, fuck. I throw my cell in the pocket. I grab her, bring her close to me and go, when he comes by, you have to lift him, put your arms up. She's like, what? I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, no, seriously, put your arms up, lift him. And, of course, they fucking pass this dude right to the 2 kids. And I grab him, and then they let go. And then she and her friend both take a step back, put her arms back. And they're just like, what's going on? I'm like, lift him up. But now the people behind her who are strong enough to catch him can't get through because the teens are blocking the way, and so this guy just goes down.
I saw this happen.
In a flat second, he was just gone.
Nice.
I saw that. I watched that happen. I did not know that you were under that. That's hilarious.
I was trying so hard. I'm like, pick him up, and she's like, what? And because she has no situational awareness, which is why I went up front. And because as soon as they start announcing, yeah, we're gonna mosh, I get a text from Simon Tech going, get her out of there. And I'm like, I'm already on it. And she's all pissed at me because I'm like, grabbed her and like pulled her out. And I'm like, no. He's like, no, just no. This is gonna be bad. So,
okay, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Wait.
I'm going to have to resume. We're gonna have to put this on the show notes for next week because I'm having some difficulties with my VM.
Okay.
And I think it's because I upgraded to Mojave. And I think
I'm cool with that.
That's what you get for upgrades.
Yeah, and it's frozen right now. Holy crap!
Yeah, never change or touch things when it's working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, let me add that. Let me add that to the show notes for. Well, we add it to the show notes for next week.
Yeah.
Charles is so old school.
If you don't, I will.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But
yeah.
That's time to pick.
So I get the ball. I saw the ball. I know, but the bald head. But I have to grow out my hair by the time B-Sides Nova comes out.
That's right. We don't want people to call you a white supremacist.
I have a black sheep. I can just make you a really cool wig and look completely natural.
I might show. Who knows? I might show up in a wig and. Do I have? Can I at least get the smile?
Man, I really want to see Charles in a fro.
I want to see Charles with like a dreaded skullet.
I want to see Charles in a mohawk with a bunch of gold chains.
I had a couple of buddies. One was he was black. So if you're black in the United States, statistically you're probably about 8% European. Another man, he was half black, and his mom was black. His dad was white. And these two people had a throwdown at my college.
A throwdown, that's awesome.
And I can't quite remember who won, but I think it was my roommate George Foster. because he had a boom. This throat just went like boom.
Yeah, he had the blowout kit and everything.
But no,
Mary, you have. Oh, sorry.
November.
Mary, you have to make this for Charles. So make that haircut for Charles.
That's so
But not
weird.
with white guy hair. Come on.
Not with that.
Well, no, I do technically have enough fleece at the moment that's totally doable.
Yeah, so you got to get that for Charles for like next DerbyCon or something like that, or whatever con that he goes to.
It won't be human. Don't worry. Actually, Render currently has your beard, Adrian.
Ah, shit.
Oh, does he?
Well, he bought it, so I ended up just giving it back to him for now. So.
So
Did you see the picture? Wait. Did you guys see the pictures that we took with him? Give me a second.
I did.
Yeah, well, you were there for it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know if I can.
So yeah, while you're doing that, Saturday night I was with one of my buddies. Render was there, and about 4 or 5 other guys.
Yeah.
And my buddy, he lives in Russia part of the year. He lives in London part of the year. He goes from place to place because he works remote 100% of the time, so he travels the world. But he brought back from London 2 very nice scotch bottles of scotch. And so we're up there enjoying scotch. It's the rooftop. I mean, and this place is high. It was like Marriott high, like on the rooftop, and the sun's going down. I mean, it was nice.
Share a moment.
The two of like me and the sun going down did, yes.
Okay.
I haven't took pictures of it. I mean, it was just.
Hey,
it was one of the most relaxing times I think I've ever had in my life.
All right.
It was awesome.
All right. Charles has been trying to say something for like the last 5 minutes. So give him the floor now.
Holy God! No, I was just saying. I'll send you guys the link to my talk for those of you who missed it.
I would be interested.
Yeah. I just thought about it when Cap talked. So whenever, I guess whenever Cap uploads it, and
3 minutes left.
And Cap's
did you
Cap's
get
gonna
access?
throw it over to Adrian too, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
That's
so
fine.
he's gonna upload it to Irongeek and YouTube also.
Oh, thank you so much.
Pictures
That
up
would
in
be
the
cool.
chat. I can't share it from the phone.
I'll upload wherever you ask me to. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I created a shared folder for you, Cap. It says DerbyCon.
Yep.
You should have got the invite. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you got the invite.
Yep.
So yeah, when we load it up, and then because
Yeah. 2 minutes left on the upload now. I did it right when I got to my desktop.
Now you didn't do that on Google Plus, right?
No.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's on archive.org through Google Plus.
Yeah. Renderman's pictures up in chat. I can't share from the phone. Someone else can.
I will.
Then what chat?
Twitter chat, Hangouts or Gmail.
That
chat.
beard is made of actual beard hair, right? It's like not somebody's pubes hair.
No,
Right?
it's Adrian's
That's
beard.
Adrian's old beard.
Okay,
From like
just checking.
last
I
year.
wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was last year's Derby. He had how long was the beard? About
God.
8 inches?
Oh no! See, all right. Here's the deal.
It's exactly what it looks like.
Here's
It was
the
a
deal.
thick 8 inches, right?
I'm kidding, I forget.
That's what she said.
All right, folks, calm down. Let me explain the deal. This is for DerbyCon 2016. I hadn't shaved. I grew a little bit of beard. And
Right.
then growing it, then my uncle died. And then 12 days later, my mom died. Anyway, my uncle had a beard pretty much the entire time I remember him existing. And so I was like, I'm going to keep my beard going for my uncle's funeral and then my mom's funeral. And then I was like, well, fuck it. I have a beard now. I will keep going until DerbyCon and I will sell it for charity. And
Yeah.
that is why the beard got as fucking bushy as it did.
Yeah, so I've got the picture pulled up now for what that now looks like. So
Nice.
that's rendered with the beard at DerbyCon this year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's That's some thick. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence.
That's what you said last night.
It needs to oil that thing.
I know one thing. Caprico was showing up in some pics. I was like, "What is going on here? Where you at?"
Wait,
like,
what?
No, I'm talking about with the Twitter feed. You was all over the place, buddy.
Oh yeah, I was just meeting people.
That was fun, man. That's what it's all about. I mean,
I like harassed Dave like 5 times.
Yeah, Cappy had stars in his eyes.
Yep.
No, when we first saw each other. Well, no, we first saw Jack. Jack had me. Yeah, we were just like laughing up a storm because Jack.
Oh no.
Because Jack I came to get I think he picked you up from the airport, right?
Yep, Jack picked me up from the airport. I really appreciate that. It was nice to meet him in person. Sadly, I didn't see him at the rest of the con, but I think I know where the story's going.
So we see each other. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Well, everybody knows what I look like, so I didn't know. It was fun because everybody knows what I look like. I didn't know, what everybody else looked like, except for Mary and of course Adrian.
I mean, Charles and I are like twins.
And Israel. Yes, we are.
Yeah, Israel and Charles, I can tell you two apart.
I know. But no. Oh my God. Speaking of apart, Jack, what was Jack talking about earlier? He said, "See, Charles and I are not the same."
Well, no, that was my bad because Jack jumped on my Twitch stream and he changed his username again, and then I got really confused because I have enough trouble figuring out what you all look like because I know you by your avatars.
Yeah.
And so he jumped in and he was talking. And I thought he was Ricky because he changed his name. I got all confused and I got all flustered. And that's what that juice. I go, I remember talking to Charles. I go, oh no, I remember you the first night, but I didn't remember him at MeadCon.
Mm-hmm.
And he got, and I'm like, I didn't mean to. I was like, I don't mean to be like mean. I'm not. I didn't say you and Charles are the same person. I'm just saying, okay, I remember talking to Charles. But shit, why can't I remember this? And then he's like, "See, we're not alike." So I go, "No, you're like Abbott and Costello," and I'm because
Yes, we are.
My first thought was, "What do you mean, you people?"
You bastards! I'm not trying to.
I hate to say this, but I'll put this out there. Charles is chubby like me.
That's right.
I love you, man, but we both need to like cut back on the cheeseburgers, and
we sure do, man.
I need to cut back on alcohol. And Jack is like super fucking skinny. Jack is like full.
Bruh, I'm telling you, DerbyCon did not help my diet at all.
No, that was not. Well, Gendo got more steps in than I think he got in a long time.
Alcohol is weight loss.
a day.
Bro, we got. Because it's like, oh, hey, let's go to Porches. I'm like,
Yeah, like, man. Damn, you want me to walk 1.5 miles for food?
And then
the fried chicken was not as good as I was hoping.
No, it wasn't. No,
it was live beef talked up the fried chicken. It was not nearly as good as I'd hoped.
But even
good
afterwards,
chicken.
he said,
"Hey, to be."
You know what was good though? Guy Ferrari's was actually pretty damn good.
Oh God, yes. Oh, all the barbecue. Oh.
But you know what was better than that? I took him to Fair Oaks Farms yesterday to their restaurant. That was really good.
Hey,
I had all the barbecue there too.
Y'all gotta come down here if you want good barbecue. I'm discussing it right now.
To be completely racist,
okay, somebody said, Adrian, you still have the feed on only Charles.
Yes, I have for a while.
Yeah.
And you are the featured subject, Charles. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
To be completely racist, you should never take fried chicken advice from a Jewish guy.
No.
Just saying.
You know what?
I would have gone lizard.
That's not true. Because some of the best fried chicken I had was at a Jewish restaurant.
If we're gonna go racist on this,
you gotta realize, New York is a different breed. Let's put it this way: in New York, even the Chinese food tastes different.
Louisville.
In Louisville,
what is Louisville?
It's the barbecue place ran by a 50-year-old black guy.
See,
that's the barbecue place you want to eat.
Yeah.
502 Cafe in Louisville, ran by an old black guy. That is some good fucking barbecue.
That's where I want to.
Adrian, how are we gonna cut back if you keep mentioning this good barbecue?
You know, I can always use more farm hands.
I'm gonna say old black men understand good barbecue. Maybe it makes a stereotype, but it's
I have to agree with you on this one.
black men understand good barbecue, it seems. In the Louisville area.
Yeah,
Anywhere, really. Like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go with anywhere.
but yeah,
But two, you want it to be from older black men.
Quotes taken out of context.
But here's what's crazy though. I don't know. Like, okay, when Sunday hit, right? When Sunday hit, I was just like insanely like sad. It just felt like, I don't know. I always get that way at the end of the Derby cons. Like I literally walked around the hotel. It was just like empty. It was just like a sad quiet. Everything was gone.
It sounds like it was a really awesome time.
Dude, they had that room flipped so quick. It was like as soon as we left, they had moved all the blue chairs away and they were replaced by like brown ones.
Well, they had another con coming in
right the next day. Yep.
Yeah, they had another con coming in for a fitness convention right after ours.
Yeah, they had bodybuilders coming in the next day.
So the opposite of DerbyCon.
Yeah, it was really funny watching.
Yes, outside of the MAGA hats. Yes.
Yeah. It was really funny seeing, because all those guys came in on Israel. Like, we saw those guys start to show up when we were hanging out. And it was like total switch in demographic.
Yeah, and then Caprico's like, "Come at me, bro."
No, I did not do that.
You shouldn't.
I know one thing. This light, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
this light is serious.
Oh, the one you got from Amanda?
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Blind people with that thing.
Is that so you can always stay in a safe place?
Yeah, I can stay in a safe place.
A rape whistle also.
I just want to stay safe.
Oh my god, what is this cast turned into?
Oh my god, I can see the walls in that room.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, my little dollies.
By the way, at some point, we need to bring up Browse Etta.
Holy shit, that's Voltron.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you you'd fit in with all these people.
And then Optimus Prime.
I have that one.
Oh, I need to go. My brother needs to find me my Optimus Prime toy because I had the original Optimus Prime.
My two keyboards.
Yeah, whenever I'm at home, I have Transformers.
Is that Squid Girl as your wallpaper?
What? Yes, that's Squid Girl. My wallpaper, Squid Girl. Yeah. And then
should check out the stickers that Charles has on his laptop. Some of
I
them
saw
are
the Fully Cooley one.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty funny.
My Uber tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Uber
Holy
tooth.
crap. Hey, Charles, we're going to Washington, D.C. like this weekend. How far are you from there? Can we swing by?
I am 20 minutes. If I don't have anything going on, perfectly fine.
All right, well, because my kids got fall break next week, so we're taking her to DC to actually do a Washington trip, like a proper one.
They're gonna take the trip to DC.
Since we're showing off some of Charles's swag, since he brought up the Uber 2 specifically, he and I were in the airport, and my wireless card, for some reason, would not work that day. And so he's like, "Oh, you need an adapter?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, if you got one on hand." He pulls out like 4 TP-Link like 15s or something like that. I'm like, "Why do you have all these?" Like, I used to do wireless, man.
Yeah, I was hardcore into wireless. I have a Yagi as well.
He pulled. So I start looking for like at his bag, and on one side of his on one pocket, he's got a bunch of wires that I can only describe as like Transformers barf.
Yeah, I have I have like RF stuff. I have RF stuff in the bag. There's all kinds of stuff I have. In there.
Now, do you carry that everywhere or just to specific cons?
No, I go everywhere with it.
Okay.
Everything.
Charles, what
Just to bother the TSA.
TP-Link adapters use?
What's that?
What chipset do those
Oh.
TP-Link adapters use?
Version 1.
Yeah, but is it Broadcom, Airthros,
Broadcom-
or whatever?
No, it's
Is it Atheros?
I think it's Atheros.
It's Atheros.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yes, Atheros,
Atheros essentially works with everything.
So it's TLWN 722Ns.
Darren loves TP-Link.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
No, he's being sarcastic. I don't like
No. TP links are great. Here's the thing, all right, about with TP links. Okay, this is why, and this is why I buy so many of them, because like the TP link radios do burn out after a while, after like excessive use, quicker than the Alpha Wireless cards.
Okay.
So I always keep a combination of both if I'm doing any type of wireless assessment. So, and also keep antenna wise, also keep a 2 dBi antenna as well too, just in case if I'm right up on something, I can kind of do some interesting things. I mean,
dBi is basically a dummy load.
Yeah.
Damn, Illustrious, you got some sun. I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah,
I'm in the dark,
I did
basically.
not
I'm back
recognize. Not that. Yeah, right.
But yeah, you could do some amazing stuff. And this is my other collection.
God damn it!
Oh, great. Now the cast is rated R.
All right. Before the cast goes more rated R and even into X-rated, Adrian, how's about we?
Illustrious, what are you showing us?
Or after
This is since Charles is talking about antennas he carries around. This is what I carry around in my pack. It's a end-fed folded dipole, 2 meter 440 megahertz amateur radio antenna.
Oh, don't lie. That's your freaking cable wire so that you can watch.
It looks like
So it's got like 25 feet of coax on it.
Yeah.
And it's actually made out of some people call it twin lead, some people call it window line, but it was basically way back in the day. TVs used this as their feed line.
It looks like BNC. Is it BNC?
Yeah, it looks like BNC.
Okay, so this is actually antenna. The connector is a BNC.
Yep.
Because my radios all are designed to take BNC. But this thing, if I throw it up in a tree someplace and connect my HT to it, I get about 50 miles range on 2 meters.
Which I believe you've done that at my house before.
Yes, we did
Yes.
that. Although
They turned like half my yard into a giant friggin' antenna, like looped it around like trees, like threw it over the fence. I'm praying the cows weren't going to eat it or run into it. It was great.
Well, now I know what I have to do to get fucking signal down there.
Yes. or bring Verizon antennas and put them up outside. So no, the thing is, when Illustrious is down here, he's got the equipment so that we could, in theory, probably do that.
Keep in mind, he's also talking about ham radio equipment. So
well, yes, but if we can get some, we got line of sight to the cell tower now, so if we can at least get like cell repeater or cell modem up here, then we can get a better signal. We could probably bridge a couple of them together.
Exactly.
There's also the Calyx Institute that they do some kind of like education online. I can't remember if they use Sprint or Verizon Spectrum, but if you pay them
Sprint. It's mostly Sprint. For my luck,
if you do a donation, you get lifetime wireless or something.
Well, now they've got it where you donate $500 and you get a modem and a year's worth of service, unlimited bandwidth, and then if you basically set up like an annual donation of $300, and I guess originally it was unlimited, but now they want you to continue to support them as an educational.
Well, but this is the thing: $300 a year for good unlimited internet a year. That's like nothing. I pay $50 a month to AT&T for the shit I got. So that's like that's like nothing.
Yeah, we pay like $150 to Comcast here. I have to.
And they killed your internet while you were down here. Wasn't that fun?
My internet was down for a week and a half. The tech couldn't figure it out. I came home and fixed it. These fucking people, I swear to God.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Oh goodness.
But, you know what book I've been reading?
Well, bless you too.
You know what book I've been reading lately, and I thought it was pretty good. Anybody ever read Software Exorcism?
No, sir, I have not.
Yeah, this
Speaking
is a
of
pretty.
swearing to God, software exorcism.
Yeah, like you could. It deals with like how to deal with like legacy and debugging, like messing with legacy code and optimizing it.
I can see the fucking appeal of that. Yes.
I'm pretty sure people have nightmares about that kind of stuff.
Lay it out, Charles.
Huh?
Release the demons. Let us know what fucking this is about.
No, it's a daemon.
Release the daemon.
No, it's a puppy.
Oh, it is a puppy. Hi,
puppy.
puppy.
That's Bernie.
Is that Bernie?
That's my best
Bernie.
friend.
Hi, Bernie.
Hi, Bernie.
Well, Nightshade came with me to rescue him when we went and got him. So.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I think I still have money riding on him, but I don't care.
On Saturday, it'll be weekend at Bernie's.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't you just love the artwork?
Heck yeah.
Mm.
That's old school.
Yeah.
That's like
historical
old school.
It's not old school. It's historic.
It's like, but you know what? What made me think about it, and like get back to it, when I was talking to one of my friends, he went to DerbyCon too. He was talking about doing when he did the hacking mainframe thing, the hacking mainframe challenge. Well, pen testing mainframe, excuse me. So that's what made me think about it, and I was just like, oh man, I have the perfect book for you.
Yeah,
Your friend isn't called Soldier of Fortran by any chance, is he?
Yeah, I think it was Soldier of
No.
No,
not Soldier of
was,
Fortran.
It was Big Endy and Smalls was the
Oh,
one
okay.
with that. Yeah, and I wanted because he's from my area, and I've heard
Soldier
a
of
bunch
Fortran.
Yeah, Soldier of Fortran's the
From your area?
No. Big Endy and Smalls is from my area, and I've heard a bunch about him. I saw him the first day of the con, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be able to go and find him. And I'm scrolling through Twitter, and it said, yeah, sorry, I had to leave early. I'm like, crap. I wanted to talk to him because
I hit that with like 2 or 3 people.
I was like, no. It's like I wanted to see him. I want to talk mainframes with that guy and like how to like look and like start that on my own.
You know, DerbyCon is not long enough to do all the stuff you want to do. I swear to God.
No, I just did LobbyCon.
I agree with that too.
But I'll tell you one thing. I know next year I still want to do video.
Well, you're
I like
on
the
the
video.
fucking team, motherfucker.
Yeah, make sure that's like just a permanent position at this point, and don't forget.
I would
me
hope
again.
so, because I'm in. That's
By the way,
right.
if anyone with short shirts, I somehow ended up with 4 larges.
Did somebody forget a shirt, or they just?
I somehow ended up with 4 large. Well, there was a couple people that didn't want to wear the shirts; they preferred wearing black.
Remember by the way, Charles, I know is on the list formally. Remember next year, Mary, to formally add you to the list, just in case I don't have it.
Okay.
Charles is on the list.
Well, I said I'll help you do scheduling next year. I got no problem with that. Just let me know what people want to.
Oh fuck yeah, I'll do the scheduling because scheduling is a pain in my fucking ass.
Oh, speaking of butt.
Speaking of ass.
Yeah, ass.
Bernie likes butts.
And he cannot lie.
Bernie likes butts.
All right.
Did you hear back from the court? Hey, Adrian, did you hear back from the coordinator for B-Sides Nova?
No, I have not as of yet. I just mentioned that you want to volunteer, and I'm like, the gear. I'm like, fuck it, yes. Video. I'm not back yet.
Yeah, so, yep, OBS.
It's gonna be pretty much the same fucking gear, except we're not gonna live stream it probably. So there'll be less problem of stopping and starting. Because these gads, I don't know why OBS does this, but it streaming causes pain in the ass. OBS.
Well,
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
I'm just
OBS likes to just start and just go. Like I found out with mine, I don't bother recording because it seems to prefer one over the other.
Yeah, I just like I said, I just stick with the same methodology after we record or stream or just restart it. I mean, that seemed to had worked.
That worked pretty well. I only had like
I'm not gonna
talks that people complain about, and I fixed them in post.
Yeah.
No one else is complaining about any of their talks, so that seems to work. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's I'm just sticking with that game plan. And like I said, equipment wise, just let me know, man. Definitely look to like I said, to donate and anything, man.
DerbyCon this year, I found my MiFi. There's like 2 video capture dongles and 1 HDMI splitter. I don't know its whereabouts, but I'm going to over the next couple of days pick apart my car and look at everything and try to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, did you ever find those HDMI to USB capture things?
Yeah, that's one of the ones that's missing.
There's 2 that are missing. Those 2 that are missing. I'm gonna try to figure it out.
And we gonna figure it out.
All right, Adrian, real quick on the notes, I want to hit the 2 further. I threw in here. Might not want to apply that Windows October patch. So the October patch that recently came out, a lot of users, and when I say a lot, enough that Windows has scrubbed automatically assigning the patch, have had computers losing data, potential blue screens, all kinds of crap.
That's Windows 10, right?
Yes.
Yay! I don't have to worry about that shit.
Same type of stuff that was happening back in, I think, like January, February area with Spectre Meltdown. So it's most likely a kernel level patch that they were issuing. Tons of issues. Don't apply it if it shows available. Exit out.
Yeah, it's probably a kernel thing because covered this I think about a month back. I saw this on Xor's Discord. Someone dropped on HackerOne a bug report, and Intel paid out 150 grand to him.
Yes,
and that later was disclosed as the Spectre I think it was Spectre version 2, not Meltdown version 2. It was Spectre version 2. And that's probably what that's about. That patch, at least. But they might have screwed up something else, which often happens in the development space.
Yes. I mean, and almost every Spectre Meltdown patch we've seen has come with numerous issues. So that's most likely what it was. I didn't read up and dig down into it, but I'd put a 90% probability on it.
Hey, I got a. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, the only other one is the second one, obfuscated JavaScript crypto miner.
That
Pretty
was
cool one. Check it out. It's hitting in the wild, and we're getting
that hurt my head.
So no. Speaking of crypto, well, in a way,
miners or currency.
No, not even crypto. I'm just segue. This for like RE, like reverse engineering.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for a good assembler. For in a Windows environment.
An actual assembler and not a disassembler, right?
Not a disassembler, an actual assembler. Yeah, because disassembler, I'm using RareDare right now, and of course, RareDare. I'm trying that out, and
is that free or paid?
This is free. The one I downloaded, so I don't know if it's paid.
Yeah.
No, it's free, but what should we call it? Because I'm following Malware Unicorn's website, reverse engineering.
Yeah.
RE 101. So it's got some great information. But I noticed that it has disassemblers, debuggers, decompilers, and as far as like information gathering. But isn't there something? And again, I'm new to reverse engineering, so don't they have like some kind of like, okay, you're disassembling like the executable. Isn't there some type of assembler that should be able to assemble it back together? Is there? I'm just trying to see what would be the best software for that, like on Windows, because I'm doing all this in the Windows environment, and this is just in my preparation for the OSCE.
I mean, Visual Studio will still go back to freaking DOS, doesn't it? Like even Community Edition.
Yeah, you could probably use Visual Studio.
Visual Studio, okay.
Code.
Yeah, Cappy, you're breaking up too.
Oh, my.
So Visual Studio, okay. I'll give that a try and download it.
Yeah, like Visual Studio Code should work there too.
Yeah, they have a freebie Community Edition, and I'm like, I think you can still do like straight up DOS in it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That'll work up.
Yeah, Visual Studio's come a long way.
Yeah, you could still do DOS.
It goes back a long way too.
Hell yeah, it does.
Yes, I'll definitely try that out and get that squared away. I'm downloading the talk. Thank you, Cap.
Yeah, boy. So we'll get that out. You'll get to see Charles actually on a podium in person.
That's good. He'll be a lot. He won't be as tall as Cap, but he's trying to get there.
No one's. There isn't a candid picture that shows my height.
Yeah, I can put you. No, if I put you a picture next.
Yeah, I'm looking at your. It's I'm looking at the video now. It's flickering.
How tall are you, Cap?
Charles,
6'2".
Yeah.
6'5". No, 6'5".
Oh,
are you really 6'5"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
damn.
wow.
Yeah.
Charles,
I'm trying to hear Adrian. Yes.
Did you get to work with Samwise?
Did I do what?
All right, there was this really big, tall,
Oh yeah.
white guy. Named,
Yeah, he's Security
6'6".
Samwise, Tea Party Techie on Twitter.
That's a big fucking hobbit.
he draws Caprico.
Hey, Adrian, do you remember Megalos from Nauticon?
Samwise is bigger than Caprico as far as height is concerned.
Yeah, Samwise is like
God,
6.
I'm like, egad, what the fuck? I mean, what is the humidity up to your altitude?
The altitude.
But like, there was a guy at Nauticon, and I think he's shown up at Hope and a few other places, who goes by Megalos. He's 6'10".
God damn!
Yeah.
See, now you're feeling short.
Rarely do I feel short.
I feel short very few places. Yeah, Caprico's got me beat, but Samwise at DerbyCon has Caprico beat. It's like that. Samwise is like, all right, I'm way bigger than you as far as total body mass, but you're like a foot taller than me. I'm like looking up at the motherfucker. I'm like, shit.
And now you all know how I feel.
It's because you're like 4'5".
I'm not. I'm actually 5'3" ish.
Yeah, she's a dwarf.
At some point, tall guys just blend that whole like height range together. Man. Okay, we should end the cast so that we don't get weird.
Hey.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hey, I'm a freaking giant in China.
Are we at the end of the show notes?
Yes,
yeah, we're
we
through
are
the
done
show
with the
notes.
All right, we will stop the cast. I'll see you all next Wednesday. I'm gonna leave the cast going though for people to chat who are still on.
Hey, Cap. On the video, right? That you took, is it green? Is it flashing green the whole time?
Mine was flashing green as soon as you put your LED badge thing on. I think it screwed up my phone. I think you actually managed to break Google.
I'll let the hangout going, but we'll stop the cast. So, folks, catch us next Wednesday. Have a good night.